Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jarrett, and TC Mon will be joining me shortly as we have Froyotech versus the Darkest Nights. This is RGL Invite 6's Season 13, the lower bracket final. This is the final day for Invite 6's for Season 13, and we've had plenty of teams been eliminated this past week, especially the past couple of days. And today will be no different. At the end of today, before midnight is struck, we will have our Season 13 Grand Champion first place. But before that, we have to get through who will meet the victors of yesterday, which is Witness Gaming. So Darkest Nights, Froyotech, both trying their hardest to not go out in third place so they can have a grand finals appearance. You can see the bracket here, hard fought by all these teams. Pretty much 2-0 sweeps in all the maps except for upper round one between Witness Gaming and Global Clan Fire. But, you know, those are all BO3s, and the finals will indeed be a BO5. So if you thought that yesterday was a decent amount of TF2, you might be in for even more today. Got a lot in store, and I think this matchup, it's not a matchup we saw a lot this season, honestly. I mean, you know, sometimes you might expect like, oh, you know, we'll see a lot of the top four teams like playing each other in stage 2. But I think it was only recently where, you know, we saw Froyo and the Darkest Nights actually play a lot of their matches. So I think there's one rematch. It's just a process that we're running it back. But the map pool for today is going to be Metalworks, Process, and Sultry. A lot of familiar maps depending on the matchup. Between, you know, the teams and etc. etc. But I think we're probably in for a treat. Some of these maps, I think earlier on we were like, oh, it's gonna be a bit slower. You know, it's Metalworks, it's sultry. But I think so far the teams have kind of showed that like, it doesn't matter if the maps kind of lean into one way or the other. That it's pretty easy to you know, find a way to keep things fast paced. And that was, I think yesterday was probably the fastest sultry game that we've seen so far. But you can go ahead and take a look at the map pick bands on the screen while I Alt-Tab and I need to send a Steam message. Because I don't know where my co-caster is, so I'm getting a different co-caster. One second. Alright, either way, should be a pretty good match. First match is, the map rather, is going to be on Metalworks. This is actually a map that Froyotech did indeed pick. So, you know, they're kind of running it back despite the troubles that they've had on Metalworks in particular for the past couple weeks. Sax, welcome. We're actually going live.
Yo.
So,
Oh,
you know, it should be the same info I sent you earlier. So welcome, Sax. And as we go through the longest rollout of Metalworks, when you think of Froyo versus Cozy on Metal, what do you think the prediction's going to be? What's the score?
This one's interesting. Metal is definitely not the map I was expecting, but it does make sense to be fair. This is gonna be a close game for sure. I don't think this is gonna be like a quick 5-0 or anything like that, especially since it's Metal. So I'm gonna predict that it's gonna be a close Froyo dub.
Alright, well, we'll see if that is indeed the case. As Froyo, they've gotten a lot of cap time in this mid, but no one's died. I mean, Froyo showing at least a little bit of aggression, but not too much to write home about. And this is the first mid, is a mid that results in 0 deaths. Froyo just did enough spam to the Darkest Nights, pushed them back. They lost all their high ground, stuck indoors in lobby at least a little bit as well. And, you know, those mids, albeit rare, can occasionally happen, and it's kind of curious it'll be the first one up tonight. But Froyo already moving towards the alley side. Double bomb, gonna be a fake. High 5 committing, will end up dying. So overall, getting a lot of damage though. There are 3 people. Yeah, they're red health. Sure. But Froyo, they're still showing face with a pick. They're still trying to keeping it moving.
They're likely gonna take extra space off this and then send a double sack. You see the scout through lower? That's gonna be their sack here now.
Yeah, Eric
space. They get the force out.
They're running towards them.
Pop.
They dropped Eric though. Yeah, over 5v5. Mirrorman jumping in.
Scout should die here.
Yeah, Gungan, he's caught in no man's land. He's bringing some people back, but no one's ready.
This is big. So 2 scout picks. They should honestly be like possibly peeking last year, which I think they're gonna do in a second.
Oh, and down.
Oh, it traded.
They traded. I feel like we've seen that so much the past couple days between Sai and Vanny. When they are against each other, they somehow just run into each other and take each other out. So
yeah, honestly, that scout, that demo head to head it's really interesting to me because they both, it feels like they're like almost even. It feels like I really wouldn't take one over the other. I feel like they both like evenly like top demos for sure.
And it definitely shows with the way they're just kind of able to take each other out so quickly. So we do
100%.
have the Zam sniper on the field, but
Here comes a
Mirrorman,
sack. It's just gonna be denied.
no. Gun's moving a bit.
Probably
Might
just
find an opening.
reset here, try to kill gun. Is probably the plan at this point.
Yeah, Froya. They're backed up fully though. They're just waiting for their Uber. Maybe they thought they might have accidentally had disad because Speedy popped first maybe on the second push. So they don't want to like die at a 10% disad or something.
I think it was they wanted the double stack there, or at least send one in, but the gun like immediately canceled it. So they're like, all right, let's just let it even out, and we'll reset, try and kill gun here.
Yeah. New location for the gun. Got moved away from the spawn door, so they don't really know where it is yet. It's really hard to spot Metal
Yeah.
last, but Donovan
100%.
can kind of see it now.
Donovan,
They
I
got
think,
the
has an
info.
idea, especially with the sounds. So he
Yeah.
should know at this point.
Yeah, probably a high bomb through main or something. Probably, I mean, considering it's Froyo, 2 or 3 man is probably in the card. Or
Oh,
Mirrorman
for sure.
actually air.
Oh, they do, right? I think they spam gun here. Okay, this
Yeah.
is gonna be good. Yeah, good damage.
Donovan's
They're
trying to
gonna lose
help.
a scout though. Yeah, they're losing a scout in a
Everyone's in here.
second.
Oh, Bandy's dead.
Banny's dead.
Yeah, it was really far forward, and Sai was holding his ground. I mean, they were shooting the gun and not shooting at Sai, so he wasn't under any threat at all. He was full HP the entire time, and I guess that's a quote-unquote demo man sack, but I think Darkest Nights have kind of
Yeah.
shown that they need a much bigger like reason to actually try to push out a last. They're not a team that's like, okay, let's go counter sack. That, you know, it needs to be like relatively free-ish or like huge for them to make a move.
Yeah, it'd
So,
have to be like a drop or a force at this point, especially
Yeah.
since metal is like particularly hard to push out of. Even a demo pick, you still have soldiers to hold the small doorways, which is why it's so difficult to push out. So honestly, a good call from them is to not even go off the advantage and just to play to reset.
Banny once again extremely low. Before they can even begin doing these pokes around, and Mirrorman gets headshot. All their
Scout's
explosive
gonna go
classes
down.
are just kind of eating it. I mean, Eric, he's trying to make some moves
It's
still, but
26, yeah.
they don't.
Ooh,
They get
Zam
the
goes
sniper.
down.
Despite
That's a
all
huge
the damage.
pick. That's a huge pick.
Yeah.
Left
Donovan's
side
still
should
in
be
here.
extremely free, and it seems like someone's gonna peek out of it. They get a trade, but the spam from left is free.
Yeah, but the gun's just getting repaired. I mean, sure,
Yeah.
they're getting some kills, but the gun is the first line of defense that you have to take down. And getting Zam's cool, but you know, it kind of
Yeah,
shows
if
you
they wanna
to
get
lose
anything
Donovan
done.
for it.
If they want to get anything done, that's definitely the first thing they need to do. Good damage on it still, but
Headshots.
yeah.
Zam's holding down the fort. It's going to be really hard to spam down this gun if you have to deal with, oh, do we, you know, pester the sniper and knock him away? Or do we deal with the gun? And Froyotech, I mean, they're not committing with like tons of bodies. They don't have the counter sniper of their own. All this is doing is killing a lot of time, which Darkest Nights are very, very happy with. They're fine to just go for, you know, mid reset, screw it, get themselves out of their own last.
100%. I think what Flurry needs to do here is try and maybe get another sniper pick or another pick, and then peek left again, double soldier, kill the gun. Ooh, this
They're
is
going
the
in
pick.
now. Speed, 20 HP in the air, lands on the box,
Double
no
stack,
fall
triple
damage.
stack.
Yeah, this is a 2-man. No,
Mirrorman's
no,
gonna
yeah,
die.
you're right, 3-man.
It's gonna turn into a 3-man, but because of the pick, this is still holdable for Froyo. And also, I don't think Darkest are even gonna push out a last, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I
and
think they're more than comfortable just letting this reset.
they still have the gun. You say, yeah, they're holding down the fort. And
Yeah, they're not
seconds
pushing.
left. Froyo, they have Uber exchange and then find a way to post while getting cap time, so the overtime doesn't kind of screw them over. So this
Yeah.
is kind of. They don't really have like anything super serious to push off of, and
Oh,
especially
and the
even
pick
more
goes
so.
down. Yeah,
They're
this
on
push
top
is
of
this
each
push
other.
is just complete garbage at this point.
It's
Oh,
dead.
Dingo
I mean,
pick, to be fair.
that's something. Yeah, he landed on top of
Oh
it.
my god,
Size
wait.
in a
No,
corner.
size speeding,
Hello?
size speeding.
He is feeding. He's gonna die. So
Yo,
no
this is
signal
actually
on the point.
very winnable.
No overtime. They need overtime though. 3 seconds. Mirrorman has to do it. Waddling over there. Eric's able to get on
Oh,
top of
they
it.
get
They're
it?
dropping like flies. They thought that was so free, but now it's a what? It's a 2v2.
It's
oh,
over.
Speedy.
Wow, I can't believe they won that.
I'm honestly a little
That's
surprised
crazy.
that Sai was that far away from the rest of his team over by the shutter. I mean, and I guess in a way I'm not, because Sai kind of plays like that sometimes. He just kind of does whatever he wants, and it leads him to be separated. But pretty unlucky that Dingo, I guess not that unlucky. He should know the gun's gonna get shot at. He like landed pretty much near it.
Yeah.
Got killed.
I
So-
think mostly what happened there is Sai was flashed, so he believed he could hold W, which was a fair enough assumption, but Banny trapped behind him, so that when he started to hold S and get back to his team, he got dead on, like, and got launched directly into Froyo,
yeah, and
which
the
is why he was
dominoes,
caught.
the dominoes just toppled from there. But once again, Froyotech, they start with at least maybe
Strong
maybe
pressure.
not that better high ground, but yeah, a lot of pressure.
It feels like a
you
lot
said.
more space for Froyo right now,
Yeah,
which is
Mirrorman took some damage,
largely
but-
what comes down to metal, is just having space.
and all the
Darkest
cap
is gonna
time as
come
well.
back.
Soldier
Holy
duel,
shit,
Rover's in the
okay.
house, they're fighting. Domin's gonna fall, trying to take down Sai, drop down to 50
Lot of
HP.
pick.
They gave up so much to try to get that
Yeah.
Sai kill and didn't succeed, so that's gonna kind of bite them. So Froyotech with the final Habib kill, just backing up. I mean, honestly, it started pretty good, but I think the big kicker is their initiation just right at the tail end there. Didn't really net
Yeah.
any kills at all.
I think in that situation, instead of committing onto the low ground there, I think definitely the soldier that bombed into the enemy combo should have just faded and played height. They had the height advantage the entire mid, so as long as they just keep that, I think the fight would have been over.
Oh, they dropped Gungan though.
Oh, they
This Uber
force?
comes out. Yeah,
I think they tried to exchange or some shit.
Oh, Sai's
Sai's
just in.
dead.
He knows he's dead. Yeah,
This
the
push
nose tip-
is garbage.
They
for
can't
sure.
lock this down with a dead demo as well, so
Yeah,
little
they're gonna
mishaps
try and
here
hold
and there.
house score.
The salvage, high five. Jimmy doesn't see him. Oh, the second and third rocket misses. Jimmy lives with
Damn.
40 HP.
Yeah, for sure.
So with a
This is
two-player
gonna be an
advantage.
ass. Yeah, they're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, this is a free mid. Not really enough in the tank here to really hold it. Sai will be able to get forwards. High five maybe. So they're, you know,
It's gonna be close. I think he's
Yeah.
getting denied.
No, he'll get
Oh,
it.
he might get it. He
Just
got it.
barely.
Yeah,
So they
barely
got
got
their
it.
full squad, but this ad is they can't push anytime soon. It's 20 ad. It's 20 ad into metalwork mid. You gotta be walking early for taking it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we've seen over the past bit, Cozy have been playing pretty risky, but I think slowly it's getting toned down, and them, yeah, they're not trying to walk early to use the 20 ad. I feel like you know, maybe a
Yeah.
Cozy that was playing on like Tuesday or Thursday would have definitely just done it, but I think they've been kicked one too many times, I think,
Yeah, for sure.
from playing these slim margins, so they're learning better from it. It'll end up into a stalemate. Froyotech once again in the driver's seat here. They owned mid before, and now once again are in a position to try to break things. Before they had a pick to work off of where High Five bombed in, and this time it's going to be Dingo. Okay, they're doing it again.
Oh,
Deja
bomb.
vu. Jimmy
Another
pops.
forward.
Yeah, he pops before he even takes that much damage. Okay, no, High Five does indeed die. Dingo, drag two behind.
Wait,
though.
they're caught. They're so caught.
Yeah.
Benny's caught.
There's no scout on the beam.
Oh my god, he just got juked. What
Yeah,
the?
the kill on Habib and Vanny really good there, and Dingo's still behind. They brought two back to kill Dingo when we're unsuccessful at killing. He's just taunting them in
Yeah,
their faces.
he's playing this perfectly, just stalling for as long as he can. And now that his team is here, this should be a free mid fight.
Yeah, down Vanny, down Habib. No
No
have enough
deny,
in the tank.
unfortunately. So this should just be like a free mid, and then they actually do have a pick advantage.
With,
Yeah.
with the
Froyo
spawn
could definitely
advantage. So they have a small window while Dingo's not here.
That guy's speeding.
Yeah, Donovan a bit too early.
Yeah, Donovan
He
dead.
does indeed die. I mean, he got eyes, but for what? I mean, maybe they can get the kill on a Zam. That's gotta be
They
huge.
get another. They
But
should.
just
If they
Eric
bomb.
dies instead.
Yeah, they soldiers it now. This should be a deep. I think Benny dies
And
here.
Benny's alone. Yeah, he does indeed. Oh, if he doesn't
Denied.
die, then Habib bails him
Ooh,
out.
Damn,
Keeps
okay.
Stillman alive.
20
so.
HP, still awful HP, so they should keep pushing here. And they get another pick.
Yeah, can't say the same for Mir, man. So overall, you know, they have an Uber to buy time for at least Eric if they so desire. They're still kind of showing themselves, trying to spam down to the point Eric. He might have over the flank. Dingo might abuse it, so it's got to be a sticky situation for them. They have some people rolling out now to begin to kind of cover it. And some cap time is going in favor of the Darkest Knights, but the longer they are here, the worse it is. This High Five's not going to be here for a long while.
Yeah,
As
this-
the full Froyotech
Oh, this
squad
is a
is
good
up here.
exchange.
Yeah, go for the exchange. So
I was
it's
gonna
a
say-
family Uber for Froyotech.
I was
It's
gonna say it'd be
not looking-
psychopathic for them to like try and fight this, but it seems like Froyo's committed to it.
Yeah,
Scout's
they're
trying to
break
get
through.
Well, they actually get space in.
Yeah, they're finally in. Donovan trying to make some space. Zam gonna be the first to fall.
Oh
Over
my
on the
God,
side of
no.
the combo is where everyone's dropping. A lot of weak Froyotech players, but so far it's only Habib that's died. Gotten a couple kills here and there. They finally worked their way out to the bridge, trying to get Dingo behind in the ramp room. Does indeed die. Sai alone, not with Speedy.
Alone.
Gets some damage onto Donovan, but will eventually
Yeah, he
die.
does
But
that.
takes him out with him. Speedy, at least for
Good
the side of
trade.
Darkest Knights, is indeed out. But Froyotech, they stuck to their guns, held down the fort, and it paid off. Earned the mid, and honestly, from the ad, can probably even go more. They know that Speedy was walking alone for a long while, so even though that was just an exchange, they do have at least something to work with.
Oh yeah, like a clean, like at least 35, 40 ad at this point. So they should even start walking at this point. Yeah, they're even walking now, Valley.
You know, High Five tried to blind bomb, but was a bit too early. Gets some damage on the Banny, but he doesn't really care that much. I mean, it's a little weak. But...
This is good.
Oh,
Yeah, this is really good
Ubered
info.
in.
They know that they're close.
There's no scout on
Speedy's
the beam.
caught.
Speedy's
He's
just
dead.
dead. There's no scout on the beam there.
Yep.
Sam on, Sniper on too. Certainly will die as well. They get the kill on Habib. Donovan gonna give up his life for some trades as well. There's only two left alive from the side of Cozy. Gungan try to take someone out with his last breath, but actually we'll just surf the rocket back, go back to last. And Froyotech, that was pretty heads up to notice that they were pretty, like, extremely caught. Not only was it indoors, but no scout on the beam, sniper instead. Bomb straight in and get those kills.
Yeah, I think part of that was just from peeking into Valley. They were able to get that info, and they were able to make that decision that, you know, it's time to bomb in because they're so caught. And
So
I
now-
think that's the strength of pushing early and taking a dry fight when you don't exactly have just yet, even if it is 40 ad.
Yep,
They're able to
off
get that
timings.
info. They're able to get that info and just make that decision as they get, which allowed them to, even if like Speedy wasn't completely caught, they still would have had ad. So they still would have been able to just walk in for free.
And it's granted them the position now where they have a full Uber out to get ready to push into last. Got the gun and the Pyro, though. They're going to have to chew through first onto the Pyro. Speedy is beaming Gungan, so it's much easier for Gungan to stay alive, but not by much. Unflash onto Habib, so he is going to die to the stick. He's on point. Asai getting a bit weak. They might be able to kill him. He does indeed die, but Jimmy dies. No arrows. Speedy still up to try to kill his team, but they're so weak. He gets the melee, but not quite enough in the tank. It's Meerman on a 6K right there with that round win. Froyotech are up 2 on Metalworks.
Yeah, that was 100. That last push was 100% due to the flank getting through right. I feel like the Uber itself wasn't amazing, especially with Habib insta dying on point and only maybe getting like a pyro trade. But it was due to the flank getting through and getting on Sai, who was maybe pushed up a little too far on bridge, that they were able to get like a demo pick and a soldier pick instantly.
So far, Froyotech have really refined their aggression for the most part in the very beginning, but near the tail end, things are starting to falter. So we'll see if Cozy will be able to hold on to have a repeat of these mids, or if Froy will be able to turn things around after what happened last mid. A lot of damage onto the Froyotech side in the beginning. Jimmy and both scouts are really weak. They have the ground for it, though. High five bombing in, misses a rocket. Meerman will get pistoled down by Zam in the air, though, so 1-for-1 trade. The health on Froyo is not good, but the kills are going in their favor nonetheless. They're giving up their health to make sure they can get these frags, and I think, yeah, once again, that's just going to be enough for the side of Cozy to say, never mind, it's fine, you got that kill, you win. And Froyotech able to take it away.
I think they want to use this maybe? It looks like they're really close, like they want to pop this.
I mean, High Five's not there, and Gungan was still dead, so with only 4 there, there's some open doors. They could try to find a way to maybe, you know, get their way through.
Ooh,
but
Merryman on Spy?
You don't see that too often.
Oh, he's on Scout. Maybe that's why they want to distract, make them think they're going for something. Except the Spy isn't expected.
Yeah, it's really important because, okay.
Habib going down is actually low-key a good thing.
Yeah, it is, because they're not going to get paranoid, like, why are they not doing anything? Do they have a Spy? So yeah, this is buying time for Meerman.
They should not expect the Spy, like, at all.
And he's decloaked, he's in. Oh, he's facing them. They see him.
Okay.
Why is that
good
moving
awareness
all the way back there? Yeah, so. Overall trade, because Zam did get pretty aggressive, tried to get a pick. I think it was maybe onto Banny, but does not succeed. So overall 1-for-1 to theirs. Habib has respawned. He's not quite there yet, so it's going to be a bit before Froyotech probably go for a sack while it's in a 5v5 scenario. But time burnt off the clock once again is something that Darkest Nights isn't going to mind too much, even though that mid isn't too far away.
I think now that Merryman just spawned up and they got Habib back, they're probably going to start walking Valley again. Seems underpass. Seems like an underpass pressure.
Just changing it up. Sai's trying to push him in. Same except for High Five is actually taking at least a little bit of damage here. Some damage on Habib, really weak. Might just find himself dead again if he's not too careful, but they got the full squad here now. So got to buff with the soldiers, maybe send one in. Maybe they're going to try to lure someone on the ground, underpass, and then someone will bomb in Valley and bomb them. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. They're still lingering here. Oh, they're meeting them. The exchange with family, where they're kind of caught in a way. Uber is going to be better for the side of Froyotech because Cozy did have some ground to move, and going to lose Meerman though. He did get this kill on a Dingo if they want to salvage things, but unsuccessful in that endeavor. So heads up play, and now they're moving over onto the house side, getting kind of tossed around a bit. Donovan is there to kind of put a foreign into things, and Gungan is going to fall pipe from Danny. Eric a little bit aggressive, might get punished from Dingo, unsuccessful at taking him down, and Zam left out to dry, will indeed die. So no scouts for Cozy. This is probably not even a second.
Yeah, they should just
they're just gone.
It started out well for them, but it was definitely a decent exchange. I'm surprised they went for it because it feels like every exchange they've had, it's gone terribly. So I'm surprised they went for another one when they were like holding underpass pretty securely.
Eric's just in, no cares.
Eric's just in, no trade.
Speedy's dead. They're just running straight in. They're unable to hold all the doors here. Sai able to get a couple frags here on Meerman and Donovan, but honestly, Froyotech's completely fine with the situation they found themselves in. They got a 3-man sacked out, but they get additional kill alongside the Speedy kill. So yeah, gun going up. Cozy can't push off this. Froyotech just get to reset, build the rest of her, get their players. See if there's a pyro this time. Doesn't look like it for the side of Cozy. I guess Gungan melted way too early. Never mind.
There we go.
Caster's curse. He's back on it again. And,
I think a big thing of having this much ad is they have a lot of time to start peeking, trying to get info, and maybe try even get the gun down. So I'm expecting Froyo to start getting like 300 and then just start peeking and try and get this gun while they have time.
Yeah, they can be greedy with it, you know. I think Speedy might be on. No, he's not on Oversaw, but yeah, they just pop straight in. Got the gun in the corner, taken down. The pyro's on the combo, not on the gun. So reflecting and keeping Psy alive. Banny on fire, blasted back. Gotta be able to block the point. Eric's in really deep with the double bomb in.
Big bomb.
Takes out Psy, brings back Speedy Zam out in the
Heavy's on
field
point, though.
Off classes all across the field. Player advantage for the side of Froyotech, but not for long as the air from Speedy able to take him out in the shotgun flame combo from the side of Gungan, taking out Donovan as well. So Froyo, I mean, that bomb in was honestly pretty good, but the tail end of things, the heavy didn't really, there was no real answer to the heavy.
The heavy got out left, and it was just uncontested. Basically, it was only new demo that could really deal with it. And with no scouts to rush him down, there wasn't much they could do.
Oh, they Uber through. I mean, the trap was able to kill high 5, but this Uber's still on. It's a scout solo though.
Yeah, Uber's gonna suck.
There's no control of his bridge. Froyotech is running in. They weren't able to kill Habib either, so Froyotech are completely fine with this, and that's in a way
it's
a wasted Uber, really.
Yeah, they wanted to go for a leapfrog, but with them not really having much to go with the Uber, it was just a solo. So now they're going to be able to play, Froy's going to be able to play this last push full ad again.
Yep, got buffed up. Looks like they might go bridge this time. High 5 there to kind of poke and prod him, able to escape with his life as bomb comes through. They're putting damage on a Dingo to make sure it's going to be hard for him to block the point. They are successful in getting that kill. Sentry gun does indeed go down. Pyro still on the field, not actually trying to play and go back to spawn. But air blast coming out, Soldier Duel over by the spawn. Cozy losing a lot, but Jimmy did indeed die. But I mean, Jimmy will be the sacrificial lamb there, as Cozy don't have enough in the tank for that one. So another round, Froyotech's favor, 3-0 here on Metalworks.
Yeah, I think that last push was well played by Froyo. They played this a lot slower, so instead of instantly double bombing into the pyro and stuff like that, like what they did the first time, they decided to play it slower, get the pick, get the gun, and then they just played slow from there while Darkus was stuck in spawn. Stuck behind point anyway.
And they super focused Dingo, which made sure that it's one less soldier that's able to block the point when they're, teasing the cap at all, and it just makes it even easier to, really get all the ground people closer and mulch them up for the win there. But another mid in tow. Last time it was once a very thin margin for the side of Froyo, but
yeah, it was close.
They're doing a pretty good job for the most part at trading health for kills. They get really, really low and are still be able to find both these soldiers from the side of the Darkest Night. So,
yeah,
I mean, on one hand, they're doing a pretty good job at doing a healthy amount of baiting. On the other hand, there might be something to be said about the focus fire or lack thereof from the side of the Darkest Knights.
Yeah, so much damage on everyone. So many people red, but no kills.
Part of that is
coming down to...
Gungan's one. Bomb comes in. Zam's alone, is gonna die, overall trade. Eric really aggressive onto Sai. Sai's gonna die, no Speedy's
gonna die,
Speedy is forced. This is not the Uber
they're not even
wanted.
gonna get it. I don't think they get the other force too.
No, I mean, they get
no force in here.
Jimmy's fine. Just 2 left
this
alive.
Is probably like an insta-last. They could just wait. They probably wait. They
yeah,
they got a lot, I think.
They gotta get their players rolling out. They didn't even have forwards yet for the side of Donovan. He's not gonna wait for him. And Cozy, they're kind of just floundering about right now.
Feels like for sure. Uncoordinated a little bit.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like they're on the same page at all. It might be... the thing is, Froyotech isn't even playing that chaotic. They're playing like a little more methodical, honestly.
It feels a lot more standard, yeah. They're not really... They're playing like passive, they're taking space slowly, and they're just taking the kills that are given to them. And it's been working for them so far, so it's a fair enough decision.
Yeah, gonna have to go back to the drawing board here, but there's not too much time left in this match. If Froyotech does indeed get this round, because it'd be 1 away, the gun level 1 under the bridge does indeed get taken down. It took him a bit, lose 1. Eric really weak though, overall 1-for-1 trade. It's not looking too bad for the side of Cozy, even though they've lost someone. The heavy is on the field. Speedy is gonna rotate over, has the Uber available if they need it.
Yeah, they got it. This is gonna be a hold.
Yeah, are gonna have to use the Uber. Donovan underneath the point is spotted, cleaned up. 2 left alive, and Banny and Jimmy, and Cozy held onto that one much better than the previous attempts at holding last.
Yeah, for sure. I think, but what's interesting is Jimmy lived, so this is ad again. This is gonna be a decent, like, at least 30 ad.
Cycle of life, Dingo trying to make space, gives up some HP, is fine. They're, they got a firm pressure on right now, honestly, from the side of Darkest Knights. Able to get this recapped. Losing a bead means going to be a scout down with this ad, but it's not like they actually have it yet, so it's not going to come into equation right yet. But Cozy, once again, in this situation where, it's kind of rough to walk all the way to mid. Ubers are going to eventually, it's going to buy time for the Ubers to come to the equation, so they're just happy that Habib's not going to be there, going to be a scout down. But do they go for the force, or do they abuse the fact that there's going to be a scout not on the flank, and they do indeed go into house to try to kill Donovan, but they're not successful. Froyotech read the play.
They could take this right now.
This Uber.
Speedy's caught.
They're going to go for it. No, they have an Uber of their own. Froyotech took too long. Uber coming out from both sides, over by the side of the ramp. Demirman underneath the point is going to fall. Khabib trying to come in as a late spawner, able to get the frag, but no damage. Zam able to clean up 2. And for cutting them off.
And
underpass. Donovan's dead. they're just all dead here, probably.
This is a
Eric
wipe.
trying to put in work. Oh, the healthy amount of Banny. He wants the pistol dingo, but he's A-okay, and Zai wants to kill Banny, is unsuccessful, so he will be the sole survivor there. But really good job from the... Honestly, the beginning was good from both teams, it felt like, because Cozy went for a flank play, Donovan read it, so it didn't work. But the exchange comes out on top of the side of Cozy near the tail end of things.
I think part of that was Froyo wasn't expecting Cozy to have so fast. It felt like they were playing close enough, at least the medic was, to... they were trying to use that ad, but played too close, it seems.
Yeah, rotating over to underpass, try to get these people that are getting really aggressive. Overall trade, Mirrorman bombing in, or Donovan bombing in from behind, trying to find him in a corner against Speedy. They're melting. They walked up the ramp against the shack wall and just find themselves a nice, freshly made grave for them. Is High Five gonna be the only? Actually, he wasn't even a survivor. He died early on, and he's making ample opportunity of the timing to go ahead and go on Spy, which I don't think we've seen High Five Spy in a match yet. So.
No, definitely not. The only problem with this is it's probably partly expected at this point. Wiping, and then you're kind of in a desperation play, so yep, Froyo expects it.
Yeah.
Just a
spot. The soldiers are incoming as well, so Mirrorman able to secure that frag. So with a person dead and this empty point didn't even need to go ahead and use here. Full ad.
They
just
should
leave
start
one and
walking.
keep going. Yeah, honestly. Mirrorman's here now. We get ready to go. Be mindful of the traps up on the box. Someone might run into it, honestly. But that's why Sai's so aggressive. He's trying to spot it. Does not really get too much there. Doesn't need back up at least. High Five is respawning, but Sai is kind of caught.
He's
honestly,
caught, but
not really. Banny didn't use stickies to lock him down, and Donovan trying to get up in Batman. Shoos High Five away. Cat time in favor of Froyotech. Zam getting on the block instead of one of the soldiers. Able to kill Eric and Donovan. So honestly, this Uber initially from the side of Froyotech didn't really seem that great. They didn't really get too much done with it. Cozy only gonna lose 2.
I feel like the initial parts of that Uber were definitely clean. Sai was caught, but they didn't capitalize on it. I don't know. There wasn't a bomb from their flank or anything to immediately get on the demo that was trapped off. Yeah. So Sai was able to slip out, and with him slipping out, they don't really have any advantage to go off of.
And now it's Cozy the one that has the advantage. They only have 4, because Dingo and Gungan are still rolling out, so can't take this slow. It will allow Donovan to go ahead and go behind. They pop straight in, able to hit Eric. But with Donovan behind, it could be a thorn on their side. Mind the traps on point. Someone could get dead on right now. They're not looking at it. They're not looking at it. They're on it. Stop. Okay, High Five. He just saw it. Oh my god. But he finds his kill elsewhere. Once again, the demo MGE is found, and Donovan, they don't know that Donovan's back here. Oh, he's gonna find someone though.
Oh,
Speedy's right there.
Find someone. Oh no, Speedy.
He's just gonna kill Speedy.
Speedy's dead.
He's right there. Yeah. Goodbye, medic. And Jimmy down to Jimmy's dead as well.
Jimmy's dead as well.
Both medics dying in their own house in Cozy. They capped up mid. They're still trying to get some extra frags here, but nice shot from the side of Mirrorman. It'll take down Zam. He'll end up falling, but Froyotech in a pretty good spot to recap this. Sai's trying to get it. Oh my god, the stickies. He's putting a lot of work into Donovan. He wants to spam this because if he can get some sort of forwards with High Five, with Speedy respawning. Oh, yeah, then High Five didn't roll it to Sai though. I think Sai was maybe expecting High Five to roll out to him, but roll that house instead. So that's an alone demo man that just dies. I don't blame him for trying to see if they can poke him. It was just 2 Froyotech players.
Fair enough. Fair fight. Just High Five wasn't there for the support.
Yeah, miscommunication. But no demo. This is looking like a Froyotech try, probably. Gotta be mindful. Sure. The sniper gun, though.
The sniper and the gun and forwards.
They could get memed on hard.
Oh, they see it though, unfortunately. Oh, do they? Maybe not.
They see it, but they can't spam it that well. Okay, there you go. Never mind. It's dead. The sniper's still there though, and High Five died. He committed onto Jimmy. He tried to kill. Yeah. He dropped him down to red HP, but yeah, everyone, including the sniper that was in forwards, is going to go ahead and back spawn here. But classic Metalworks, just give up 2. It's fine. We'll, back up to last together Uber. And that's what's going to happen here. They're added. I mean, it's technically usable. They don't
see the trap though. They don't see the trap.
That's true.
They don't see the trap.
It could be huge. They're bombing in to try to make space. The debt finally comes through, but doesn't really connect on it too much. And Speedy is about to get Uber themselves. I think they recognize that they have to go for some sort of pressure cooker sack here, but gotta be the first to fall. Bombing from High Five, trying to chase Donovan, who did eat some damage, jumping away, trying to get the pack. Mirrorman's gonna take the brunt of their damage. He's fine for now. Escape planning away, but does indeed.
Dies.
And final rocket there. So overall getting 2, but is that enough for Cozy to make some moves? They still have the gun. Maybe they'll poke around, but
could counter sack here. Nah, they're gonna call it off.
Nah. Classic in their fashion to just go ahead and just chill for now.
Fair enough call. Big flank soldier got weak while trying to get through ramp or shutter.
And no off classes for the side of Froyotech have not really pulled anything out quite yet. Spare actually, I don't even think they've been to their own last yet.
They've had 1 spy with Mirrorman, but that was it.
Yeah, that's about it. But not for breaking the stalemates in particular.
Yeah, they seem content. They seem content having the double soldier and double scout for this these last pushes.
They're
He's
very
trying
much
to break
a
this
team.
helmet.
They're very much a team that their go-to is like some sort of pressure cook. If it's not a just a full-on like 3-man or 4-man or whatever, you know. So
Yeah, for sure.
makes sense they've been trying to really go for this. I feel like it's not the easiest thing to do, especially for a gun like this to be able to spam it down, but it's definitely possible, and they've shown it previously, but yeah.
Ooh, what the hell?
This is the 4-man.
4-man, here it comes.
He's in the air.
Med's gonna force.
Gun's dead. He's weak. Surfing. Oh my god, the surf of a lifetime he has to use though.
Damn.
He was afraid of the fall damage.
That was almost beautiful, but gonna have to pop to fall damage.
Yeah, they would have killed him. He got dropped down to 11 HP. Size in really deep though.
Size
Hello?
dude died.
He was at the bridge area.
With that pick, this is they're gonna actually hold this. And Sam dies.
They are not on the same page right now when it comes to their pacing.
They should push fast. I think they're gonna push fast.
Yeah.
They probably wait for these spawns and then immediately go in.
Yeah, they don't have their soldiers here quite yet.
No
They're
traps
still
on point, they might just immediately play point.
barely getting the bridge. They're gonna try to walk in early, being
walking
greedy about
early,
it. No
playing
stickies
point
like you
instantly.
said. Yeah, now they finally pop in. And Dingo's already brought over, trying to scatter him down, jumping around in circles. Same can be said for the side high five, but both will probably fall, and they are indeed the first to kill. Donovan giving his life,
Good
able to
pick,
kill the gun though, but Side gets 2 kills. But Mirman gonna clean it up at the tail end there, getting the final frag on his Zam and getting the cap. So I mean, Cozy, they tried to salvage it, but it was too little too late. Froyotech's initial push not popping in, the milk was pretty pristine.
Yeah, for sure. It was, I don't know, losing 2 people on second, especially Demo, is a death sentence. I feel like they had to have a sniper there just to go for the miracle, but I think overall the fight was lost the second they lost those 2 people on second.
Yeah, and this map could be lost unless Cozy's able to turn things around. Froyotech have been pretty good at these missions for the most part. They're going fast on a Banny, who hasn't
This is a
really
great play
died
to do. Oh, we
yeah. They've jumped him out of it.
He
Jimmy's gonna
lives
die though.
perfect.
Awesome high five. It was such a good distraction, and he's lived for so long that they're all kind of focusing on him that they were unable to really protect their combo. High five's gonna be the only casualty there for the side of Cozy. Is Mirman still lingering behind? Banny pretty much already out of there, but Cozy finally got a mid on the board.
Yeah, great adjustment from their soldiers to go fast on the demo when they haven't been doing that as much earlier. It was definitely the big part that won them that fight. Feels like Banny's been getting so much spam on main that they haven't really had a fight to begin with, which is why they get space and height so fast.
Yeah, if you flash back to previous Froyotech Metalworks matches, you've seen plenty of times where Banny gets bullied on mid, and they haven't really tried to do that, so it definitely makes sense at the first time. Even though he didn't die to it, to the fast bomb, that, you know, taking Banny out of the picture for the mid fight was, you know, was able to get a little bit more success there. Sometimes that's a ticket, just take the Dell man out, but full Uberad for the side of Cozy, down the bridge. Pyro's in the wrong spot, but actually in the right spot to be able to kill the gun. Gun dies though. Yeah, cap time for
Gun still dies, Demo's weak. Banny down.
Banny, no stickies. The soldier's gonna have to jump over, but the heavy is on the field.
Heavy is on.
Trying to mow him down, but so
barely
much cap
stops.
time.
So much damage on point though.
Yeah, it's a 4v3. This Uber's not gonna be available for the side of Jimmy. Trying
Uber's
to
not gonna
arrow
come
up
in
the
time.
world right now. They're holding on. 4 more seconds till Banny
So much damage. No one died.
They have to win this fast. It is a
Mary's weak,
3v2. Banny's up. Oh, Side's out of ammo.
No way. No way.
The melee? The melee? Oh, he gets it with the melee. That's not the first melee kill. No, that's not a 4K from him. That's
I think that's like a 2K at least.
Yeah, that's not the first. That's not the first melee kill we've seen from this match either. But I think we have reached infinite overtime. I think. So it's gonna be first to 5 here. So Cozy, they got a long trek here, but the mid adjustment made previously. It was a good start, but we'll have to see what they do here.
With that adjustment, I think they definitely have a better mid going into this next one. So Banny's going to be wary of this fast. It seems like he's playing a lot more passive.
Yeah.
But this means that they get extra space, so he's able to set that precedent. Bomb from soldiers from red.
Oh, they are shot onto Donovan from high 5. Doesn't really net too much because he's still alive, but overall 1-for-1 trade is Sam onto Banny.
Wait, this is fine. Yeah, this is great for Darkest here.
Yeah, 4v4 scenario. They had to give a lot of room though because they're really weak. So I was just waiting for an arrow on top of the crate. And yeah, oh, Donovan alone. Sticky it out by
Sam dies. He gets caught.
Yeah, wombo comboed. So now, oh, this is going to be really bad for the side of Cozy. They're just trying to run away.
Yeah.
They're just going to chase him down and try to kill him. The last 2 remaining. Dingo's trying to roll out and help, but yeah, barely gets, barely uses. They can't really do anything here. They don't have the speed. Dingo gets a nice kill on a Donovan.
Donovan dies, but they have no scouts, so I'm expecting Froyo to instantly start fighting this.
Yeah, they got to cap this up though. Mirrorman's here. Only down a soldier. Should be enough to go ahead and keep going. I mean, yeah, like you said, no scout. It's going to be really hard to deny anything or escape in a timely fashion. High 5 with a blind bomb. time he's not going to really hit
Just
too
gonna
hard.
fade.
Sai's really
Okay.
aggressive.
Sai is feeding. What the
I
heck?
think Sai expected Jimmy to run so far away that he could maybe like do a lot of damage to everyone else, but Jimmy didn't really run because High Five didn't really commit or didn't get damage on a Jimmy. So they put all their eggs in that basket. That play on to the alley side and does not really work out in their favor. Uber comes out. Sai's just barely alive now, so he can fight, but there's no sticky. So
Dingo's caught.
unflashed,
10 HP, can't stop.
on the point. High Five was up in the high ground, but Donovan trying to counterbomb him, getting some damage on the soldier, able to take him out. Sam could be said from side to side. Sam
With the
trying to
burning,
flame him down. Yeah, Mirrorman, 3 HP. Is he gonna solo this? Do not tell me he solos this.
He can't.
No, Eric does enough damage.
God, so clean.
And Jimmy almost burned out there, but still alive for the post-round victory. And 5-1 in Froyotech's
5-1.
favor. They've been kind of bullied on Metalworks lately, but you know, sometimes you get kicked around enough times, change up which team you're playing, and you're able to turn things back. It's a 5-1 in their favor, so maybe things are on the up and up for them when it comes to Metalworks.
It feels like throughout the match they were just playing like ahead of Cozy. Mids were like overall much better. They got a lot more space. Last pushes were much cleaner, and it felt like they limited their like unnecessary deaths compared to Cozy. It felt like Cozy died, at least their demo did, like many times when it wasn't necessary, and it resulted in them losing points.
Yep. It doesn't seem like Cozy really had... I mean, they pushed back a little bit near the tail end. It could be one of those situations where, like, you know, you just have to remind yourself about the team you're playing and maybe even just warm up a bit to get the ball rolling. But it was too little too late. You know, infinite overtime was not really favorable for as much as it could have been for them, as Froyotech already got so many rounds on the board.
Yeah.
And, you know...
It felt like they definitely were starting to climb up that mountain, but sometimes, man, down 4-0 and it's just too much to climb.
Yeah, taking a look at the logs here, I'm actually kind of surprised to see the medic death so similar, but then again, you know, this is one of those things where sure you can kill the medic, but if that's the only kill that you get in some of these fights, it's not going to really bode you too well, depending on the situation. Sai top in actually his team with the kills. He was playing really, really aggressive, so it kind of makes sense. He was in that position, but
Yeah,
not
man,
quite
25
enough.
and 16.
Yeah, not
Definitely
quite
did a
enough
lot
in
of
the tank,
damage,
though.
which might have been why he felt like he was compelled to be more aggressive with how much damage and kills he was getting.
But I balanced out through. I don't think Gungan was probably struggling at least a little bit. I mean, I guess what they mounted, they were on last, like he was on a gun for a bit, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to like, oh, let me farm my stats with DPM. You know, sometimes it's just how it is. So you can't really read into it too much. But you can definitely see that there was a big difference when it comes to trying to get kills. Because Froyotech, I guess with the soldiers in particular, Mirrorman was at least able to like find some sort of frag there and diff like the other 3 soldiers in the kill collection aspect. So maybe a bit of focus fire. Good.
I think in
there on
that
the side of
regard,
Froyo.
the biggest difference was definitely Mirrorman. Like, yeah, the scouts were not nearly like doing as well as like Eric, for instance, but didn't really have a chance to with losing mid instantly. Mirrorman though was able to get a lot. It felt like, especially on last pushes. It felt like that's where he was able to get like amazing kills that like secured rounds for them.
Yeah, he's been the MVP before, and he will probably, at least for this map, you know, take the cake this time around. Did a really good job. Even though his flashy spy play didn't work out, definitely pulled his weight elsewhere. As Froyotech, they win this map. Now we move on to Process, which is going to be Darkest Knight's pick, if I remember correctly. They've played this map a decent amount. We've seen a wide variety of strategies coming from them when it comes to the mid, the last pushes, etc., because of how much they have actually played Process throughout the whole entirety of like the playoff run and stage 2, etc. So I'm curious to see what is going to happen. However, you know, teams gotta get up and go AFK, take a break. We will do the same as well. I gotta shove you some ads to make sure they don't pre-roll in the middle of the game, because that would be annoying. So we will be taking a quick 2-minute break or so. Do not worry, we will be right back with our second map in this BO3 between Froyotech and the Darkest Knights. Welcome back after that short intermission. Process on the board now. PC is joining me. I think this match is probably going to be a pretty good one. Darkest Nights, kind of got tossed around at least a little bit on the side of Metalworks, but I think Process is definitely a map that they've been spamming throughout the past month or so in various matchups versus various teams. And they've shown a couple strats. They've had the Zam sniper to mid. They've pushed last a couple different ways, so it should be a bit easier for them. But Froyotech are going to be no slouches for sure. They've been looking pretty on fire so far this afternoon and evening, so we'll have to eventually see what happens. But I'm thinking this will probably be a good one, and probably the best of the BO3, I would imagine. What about UTC? What do you think?
I hope so at the very least, because it would be exciting to get us to that third map on Sultry. Darkest Nights, like you said, they played Process against GCF, and even though it was a fairly close game compared to their one on Monday, looked still very confident on it. Their last game against Froyo on Process, it was a 5-3, I believe. So it's definitely probably their best shot at being able to take a win against Froyo. I think I saw a little bit of the Metalworks game, and I guess the people I'm kind of looking towards are going to be High Five, and I guess especially the scouts. You were talking about it earlier, Jared, but because a lot of Metalworks was just insta back to last with scouts, didn't have much of an opportunity to do a whole lot. So I think Gungan and Zam, especially if Zam can get on Sniper and just kind of control the game like that, I think it's definitely an opportunity for Cozy to take this map if their scouts, in particular Zam, pop off.
Yeah, I think I kind of look toward, for the side of Froyotech, I'm looking towards Merryman just because of his previous performance. I'm actually kind of looking towards Psy for the side of Cozy instead of High Five as of recent, because it seems like the way that Psy is playing, he's kind of putting the team in his hands at sometimes. Like, whatever he's deciding to do is either going to win his team the fight or potentially lose it. So I think having some eyes on him, on his performance, is definitely going to be something to keep in mind. But when it comes to scores, what's going to be thrown down here on Process? What do you think the final tally will be, and who do you think is going to come out on top?
Just because of how Cozy are playing fairly aggressively, I've already seen Psy go for some kind of insane plays, like you said, trying to give the team the world. I'm going to say I'm going to support Cozy. I'm going to say it's a 4-3, super back and forth. It goes the distance, but I think it's going to be, hopefully, a fairly exciting game either way. What do you think, Jarrett?
I think it should be easier for Cozy this time around. They've played it so much. I think this is a map where it's easier to see what's happening, to be able to coordinate in a proper fashion, but I think it's still going to be really hard for them to beat Froyo. I actually think we're not going to go to 5. I'm going to say 4-1 for the side of Froyotech. But we'll eventually see as Cozy, Froyotech, they're rolling out to mid. Both Domen have arrived, and we are underway in the second map between the two, and before I can even finish my sentence, Dingo is out the server.
Dingo is already out when we see a big bomb, and that's going to be Jimmy taken out as well. People falling instantly. Now the question is, can Speedy stay alive? He hits a nice surf, but not a good enough one, as everyone on Froyo going to be coming in to clean the rest of Cozy up. And while it was looking bad for them at the start with Dingo instantly going down, good when Jimmy got taken down, and then disastrous when everyone else fell. Great initiation from Froyo, recognizing what they had to
and
do
Dingo
there.
just hit again.
What? He just went...
They're typing in chat. Everyone's confused. We're confused, the viewers confused, the people in the server are confused as well. Because Dingo, not a pretty start to this Process game, but I'm honestly kind of surprised that Cozy even began to try to stay at all and didn't immediately leave as soon as it was clear that High Five was just going to throw himself in to try to kill Jimmy. Because even if he succeeds, which he did, he would be killing, losing 2 soldiers for a medic frag. That's some gully wash, bomb the medic big door, and then hightail it out of there type of deal. You don't stick around, and they definitely got punished for, not thinking really quickly there. So Froyotech in a pretty, I guess it's only by slim margins they could really push off of it. I mean, they can still try to go for something here with the ad they have. But I actually don't think it's real, because both medics died around the same time, so it's not really that big of a deal. But High Five ate some of the gun spam, and Zam unable to really have enough ammo to keep it up, because I think he used some to upgrade it in the first place, so just goes heavy instead. It might expect a sack to come in while the gun is still dead, but no, they had to give up some health for it, so it's gonna take a sec. They're through 1 and 2,
Eric's
actually.
in.
Yeah.
Nice shot from High Five. That was a great shot. Mira is gonna come in, gonna try and clean up on some of of a damage. Speedy goes about to half health, nice and safe. Now we see a few players in lobby. Dingo looking to try and maybe spam through lower. He was thinking about jumping in there, but thinks better of it once he sees those scouts on the high ground ready to just shoot him out of the sky. So, you know, great attempt from Eric and Mirror Man there. A really nice shot from High Five onto Eric. That might go in a frag clip sometime later, but yeah, as you said, it was just Froyotech were able to just recollapse on all of those Cozy players and maybe staying in a bit too long. We have a bit of action by 1 and 2, but with Zam up on the sniper for Cozy defensively, Froyotech got to be a bit careful when they peek these doorways. Got to make sure that Jimmy is safe and secure lest he gets his head shot off, as now they're still going to be taking their time trying to spam down this sentry gun, which is going to be a thorn in their side. Oh.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out which door they actually want to push to deal with this gun. It is a left-leaning gun, which means that 1 and 2 are going to be relatively open and the gun won't be able to see them. And they try to go through. They're successful in that endeavor, but before they even begin to get through the doors, they are going to lose Mirror Man to a headshot. So Dingo trying to counter sack will indeed get some damage, but not be able to get a kill. And honestly, it took them a bit. They did figure out what the path to victory was. It was going 1 and 2, but weren't able to really execute it the way they wanted. But with Dingo's still dead, they're still poking around. Mirror Man's not quite there, so it's a 5v5 for a couple more seconds. Eric and Vanny are just in through 5, trying to stay on this gun. And Sai alone,
oh my!
On top of him. It gets arrowed, it's fine. Eric jumps up in a nest, will indeed die. Mirror Man went super deep, able to get the kill on the gun, so no engineer to rebuild this gun in a timely fashion. With the engineer limit as 1, you have to wait for him to respawn before you can build it again. So Froyotech know that there's, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to really do too much here from the side of Cozy. They got a little bit of extra time. They can like send in a sack maybe while people are still rolling out. And Mirror Man, yeah, he's already near 5. He's trying to maybe see if there's an opening. And they're poking and prodding, but the gun is already up, back up, level 1. It's not too hard to deal with, but at least compared to other guns, but it is still going to be a thorn on their side. Bomb coming in. Donovan, I think he hit his face against the wall, does not really get to go anywhere, and Eric will soon fall as well, so 2-man does not really work out in their favor. They're doing a good job at, like, let's go through the side of the map where the gun currently isn't quite yet. The execution just isn't quite there.
Yeah, it's not quite there. Now we can see if maybe Cozy can execute something a little bit cleaner. They opt not to try, as we have Eric coming up on the big man, the Poots's power coming up, running over with the gloves of running urgently. And he does have to run urgently because there's only 20 seconds before the round resets, so he should be able to get here in time, but it is going to be close, as Froyotech does use Habib, going to be leading the charge. The counter Uber has been popped off from Cozy. A few Froyo players just scattered around over by 1, but they're going to get bombed by the side of High Five. That's going to be Jimmy going down. No one falling on the side of quite yet Eric. Yeah, no cap time as well. I don't know if you saw that, Jared, but High Five and Eric were in actually, sorry, Zam and Eric were in a little bit of a heavy 1v1 there. You don't see that too many times on MGE, but showing up tonight.
If you do see it, you're going to see it on Spire. Do not doubt that. It'll be a heavy MG on Spire of all maps. But another mid will be happening here. Second one, no rounds on the board for either team. Banny really weak. He is able to take the pack, but as long as no one's going super. Dingo once again. I'm looking at the demos and I'm even looking at Dingo. Another mid, another melt. This happens from the side of the project members that are able to get there in time. So one player disad. They're still kind of trying to play this. Be mindful of the rollers. Banny just hit a really nice one onto 3 of them inside. And he's got to jump out. Barely escapes the 28 HP as High Five's attempt to try to salvage. Does not find too much this time around with even keeping one on cap of Eric. There is still a 5v4 scenario here for the side approach to work off of the Mirror Man. He's found the flank. A lot of damage on our Dingo, gonna make him weak, and he's still looping all the way around. He wants to get him at 1. He knows that's gonna be the exit strategy. Dingo jumps right above him and doesn't see him. Speedy's dead. The flank from Mirror Man. What is he? It's like he was playing Spy. He gets Gungan as well. Froyotech, they're on a roll right now with the plays. High Five really aggressive, able to take down Vanny, but will give up his life. Find a trade, but not too much in the tank left here from the side of Cozy. Sam has to swap off Sniper, Uber expended, and that is a round in favor of Froyotech.
That is a round for Froyotech. They were just so quick. They're recognizing the space they had in Mirror. Like you said, with that excellent flank. And if you're Cozy, you really got to start looking at these mids. Even though there's only 1 round on the board, we did have a round reset. So 2 not quite going their way. That first one, maybe it would have if they were a bit quicker getting out. But that second one, it really just started with Dingo both times falling fairly early. Seemed like he wanted to get onto Banny, just kind of deny the demo that space, but he got caught out because of it. This time, going to be playing a bit more passively over by his team in the Rock. We do see a few fade bombs coming out from the soldiers. That is going to be Dingo. this time making it into IT. We see High Five going in. That's a lot of damage, and High Five gonna be taking down Jimmy. So the question is, can Speedy stay alive, or if these Froyo players are gonna get onto him? We do see the bombs coming out. Jimmy all the way tucked in sewer, his own team sewer. Habib gonna try and pressure in through that shutter door. A few players down on both teams, but Cozy just opting to try and keep everyone up and alive, keep everyone healed, and keep Speedy up so they can get that Uber and then push in with the respawners, kind of rectifying the mistake that they made in that first mid there, Jared.
Yeah, they see the ×5, so they're kind of afraid of where the last living person might be, because if there were 4, there were up for the side of Froyotech, so they don't go ahead and immediately start poking and prodding, waiting for their whole team before they get going. As Guggen's trying to poke around now, High Five making space, so on top of Eric, but they're getting bombed immediately. Gonna be a trade, 1 for 1. They still have Uber available if they feel like they need to use it. So far, they're able to get through at least a little bit. Speedy just eats the stickies and surfs his way in through the choke, and Froyotech, they've given up a lot here. They really try to send it all forward to try to get extra kills beyond just Gungan, but Mirman and Donovan will not be successful, so they're still going through. They haven't even capped yet. Keeping mindful of the forwards, Eric's gonna get it. They're not stacking either, so the soldiers are gonna get it as well. Might be a misplay from the side of Cozy. They're sitting on 2 as if like, yeah, we're gonna get this. Bro, no one's at mid.
They don't have
Cozy,
cap. They
Cozy,
don't know.
No one's at mid. Okay.
Are they waiting for Gungan?
No, they're just saying we're gonna spawn camp as a team. Gungan he's respawning, he'll eventually get it. So they're saying, nah, there's no way you break out of this. We'll be able to hold it, it's fine. But yeah, they're holding down the fort here. They could make some chaos for the side of Froyo, but considering there's 4 inside the forwards, yeah, I don't really want to risk it because it'd be way too much coming out of that one little tiny door. So works out for the side of Cozy. Honestly, pretty heads up to just say, screw it, we're just gonna spawn camp them. And it works out in their favor. A lot of the times you see teams that will try to spawn camp like that and something will go abysmal, but they double checked and made sure that everyone was ready to go. And Eric on sniper for the defense.
Yeah, he's still in there. Oh, he just
biding his time.
Yeah. He's going to be waiting. There are stickies up there, and they have been dead, so if he goes up now, he might get a nice shot onto Speedy. Looks like they're still a little bit paranoid because of it. Maybe they haven't spotted him on last, which they're definitely going to be doing so, making sure that they can spot all 6 Froyotech players on that last point so they don't have to worry about it anymore. But Eric's still there, hasn't moved a muscle, not even moved his mouse, as he's just been waiting and waiting, maybe waiting for his team to give him the call on where Speedy is playing. There are just a few flank players over there kind of by the shutter, but still for Cozy, they got to figure out how they want to try and push this. Dingo goes down. Zam is in. Speedy! Mirror Man, it's not even Eric. Mirror Man comes in, is going to be taking down Speedy. Zam taken down as well, and that's going to be 3 players down on the side of Cozy. We do see a bomb over by 1. It's going to be a fade, as it's just going to be High Five trying to escape. He does on 18 hit points. Froyotech making their way out of their last, keeping their medic up and alive, so they're still going to have big old Uber at to use with here. And as Cozy get their respawners, they're going to try and mount some type of defense. See the soldiers bombing in. They do take down Habib, so 1 scout down for Froyo. It's all right, but
really weak as well. This is not looking too hot for the side of Froyotech. I mean, it's only 1 person, but still, it's a scout of all things, so it makes things really rough. Your flank's gonna be a bit weak if you keep pushing through this. I mean, they can still kind of try it. When Habib spawns, he can run over to the flank, and Eric can try to take it, but I don't think they realize how big their ad actually was. I think they think that since their attempt number 1 failed, if they try attempt number 2, it's gonna be, you know, pretty useless because Speedy will just get in time. So playing it safe. Back to their own 2. Cozy will be able to just go ahead and sit on mid, and it's their move now. Ball's in their court. Just go and probably. I feel like I've seen them go sewer a lot more than IT, but you never know what's going to happen. We've seen them play a lot of process so far. We've seen them in this stalemate scenario where they own mid, trying to break into 2 a lot. But I feel like those are a lot of scenarios where they were not that successful on, you know, doing it in 1 try. But we'll see how things go as High Five bombing in to make space. Just a distraction for Dingo. High Five almost dies, but Dingo, he gets body blocked, not able to land where he wants to, and Jimmy takes no damage there. So overall, not successful from the side of the Darkest Nights. Back to mids they go, and Froyotech on the move. Mirman's poking around IT. No one really there to rush him. High Five bombing into the choke, able to get at least a little bit of damage onto Habib. Donovan sent into the skybox, will indeed die trying to save himself, but Mirman finds the flank. IT not watched, though. They lose both soldiers, but they do indeed get the force, and they jump forward, trying to get maybe an extra scout or something. Uber's available for the side of Froyotech if they want to use it, but they will not do the classic Froyo of just running into the Uber to try to catch them out. I wouldn't be too surprised to see that from them, at least. You know, that's a classic where, oh, you get forced, you run so far forward, and they pop right back into you and wipe you. But they decide not to this time, so just holding on and getting the respawners and Try number 2, pushing mid.
Yeah, this is going to be their second try, opting to go through IT, and they just maybe try and blindside Cozy. Cozy playing fairly far back, and I don't know if anyone's going to get caught. At least a few players might, but Soldiers, high five, going to be in the back lines. The other one was able to survive. That is Dingo. High five still in a little bit of a fight in sewer. He is going to be able to trade out with Donovan, so a soldier for a soldier, not all that bad, everything considered, but very good for Cozy to keep everyone else up and alive, because that means that they are going to have their own Uber to imminently use in on to mid, and they're just going to be waiting for high five probably to meet back up with them, and then they can start working their way in, start taking some ground. Looks like they're opting to now get in through choke. That's going to be Dingo making a little bit of space. Mirror Man trying to bomb in on the Dingo, who's maybe a bit too quick, and the Uber has been used after Dingo's already dead. They do get one for it. Eric taken down. They might get another in sewer. That's Mirror Man trying to escape. He should be able to. Look like Sai. Yeah, he tried to hold IT by himself, but there were 3 people there. He wasn't able to do so. It's Froyotech steaming in, back through onto mid, Gungan falling, and now this is terrible for Cozy. They have to escape, but Froyotech on the chase, going to be bombing in. Looks like Zam going to be trying to play alive, trying to distract to keep his med, to give him a safe exit out of here. He does fall because of it, but importantly for them, Speedy has lived, but I don't know how much that's going to help them, Jarrett, because Froyotech, they already have second, and they already got full Uber with all of their players ready to go in.
Yeah, pretty ambitious chasing, and not really walking down IT means Froyotech's able to just walk back in, and actually waltzing through one now in this flash push, not even using, will finally go ahead and go now, trying to find damage on the Speedy, resubs, maybe we'll find a scout instead, able to take down Gungans. Heavy on the field, gotten a lot of the explosive classes out of the field, and yeah, just a heavy up, can't really block the point in time. That super milk through one is definitely the nail in the coffin there, and it's quite the Froyotech round, 2-0 in their favor on process.
Yeah, really great stuff from Froyotech. A bit slow in the beginning, but you can only feel that they're gaining momentum with every passing fight, and definitely not all out for Cozy, but they really have to start getting some convincing mid-fight wins, because so far they've been pretty scrappy, pretty back and forth, and it's all kind of been losing a player early. This time it seems like they're going to be trying to rotate over to the right by their shutter. We do have Dingo opting to go in through IT. He tried to do that last time, and it didn't really work out. Yet again, high five going in for a fade bomb. It's going to be Donovan who commits. He dies because of it. The rest of his team follow in to try and chase all of these players over by their rock, but they're just going to be shooting them all down off of height. I saw what Froyotech wanted to do. They recognized that Cozy were kind of in that little area, kind of like almost the kill box part of the map, but Cozy able to focus fire all of those bombing players down, and because of it, they're able to win the mid. Both medics alive, so it is going to be even Ubers, but still an opportunity for Cozy to maybe send a sack here.
Yeah, they honestly had better high gun control from the side of Froyotech, but their focus fire was much worse. I mean, you want to kill these people in the kill box area, correct, but you have a giant crate in the way that prevents you from seeing everyone in a timely manner, so it makes it a bit difficult. And I don't think the high ground people were able to put out enough damage to clean up the kills. The initiation wasn't quite there either, so Cozy able to take it away despite being in a bit of a dangerous situation. But find themselves now trying to go ahead and try to get the force out of Jimmy. It's taken a couple tries in the past to get this going. So far it's been sewer has been their method of choice in the previous matches, and seems to be no different here. Trying to poke through the shutter, bomb coming through, Dingle committing damage onto Jimmy, 60 HP is fine for now. Gonna look to move in for a counter sack. Mind the stickies that are over by sewer, Donovan blasts them away, so they're fine for now, but trying to make some moves. So far it was a double soldier, I think, with a Mirrorman flank from IT that was the ticket there for getting the force the previous time. But they actually don't opt for anything at all. I guess maybe they're a bit weak, didn't want to do like a super late sack, but also didn't want to jump in while they weren't buffed, so just said screw it. We'll take a page out of Darkest Night's book and just sit on 2 for at least a little bit and see what they're able to bring to the table. But no respawn of off classes or anything like that. It was a Dingo sack, so to be expected. But high five, going into commit. Doesn't really, oh no, okay, to get some damage onto Jimmy, but no follow-up, just gonna be a 1-man, not a 2-man quite yet. I think we've seen some 2-mans as well come from the side of Darkest Nights in previous on this map, but those times it didn't really work out in their favor, so unsurprising to not see it quite yet. Froyotech do not look like they want to counter-sack this time either, so maybe they're fine with the mid reset or looking for the pristine moment. They don't want what it likely is they don't want Mirrorman to die without a very good reason, because it would make IT more open and then someone could get behind and that would be a nuisance. But high five on Sniper.
Yeah, high five.
We'll see what it's able to do with it.
Yeah, he's opting to go on the sniper instead of Zam. So it's interesting. Usually you kind of, it's not like a hard rule, but it's kind of an unwritten rule that you kind of expect your scout to be the one to go sniper. Generally, that's just how it ends up being. Usually it's your flank scout, but, you know, it's soldier mains, you know, high five. Traditionally a scout, he has his fair share of experience up on sniper, and he can definitely hit some shots. He's going to be trying to do that as he's in through sewer. He does peek through. He has an opportunity to get an angle, still wide open. They're not really bombing him, so he's just having this sight line open to him. Because of it, Jimmy has to play behind the point just so far and away. Everyone on Froyotech kind of just playing behind cover, just trying to spam where they can't get shot at from, as still Cozy trying to help their sniper up over by sewer. High five is kind of rotated around over to choke, just trying to keep Froyotech guessing where that shot is going to come in from, because that's how you play sniper. You just go through all the angles, make sure that they don't know where you are, so you can maybe get a cheeky peek and get a crucial kill to help the team. As we do have a soldier bomb, that's going to be Donovan with a nice rocket onto Dingo. Zam falling as well. I like the idea of sacking one when you have a sniper. Yeah, Mirror Man, both soldiers from Froyotech are super deep in, and now this is disastrous for Cozy right now. They might have to use just to get out of here. Speedy does to save the few remaining players he has with him. Gungan and Sai going to be trying to escape through IT. Gungan might be caught just a little bit, and yeah, he is. Luckily, he does buy time for Sai to stay alive there. And, you know, I don't mind sacking one when you have a sniper up here, because maybe the team are playing in a way that, you know, protects against the sniper, but makes them, you know, susceptible to a soldier sack. But at that point, losing to Froyotech with a great initiation, and it looks like they're going to be continuing to go forward here through second, just taking a bunch of ground. They do have Uber ads, so they have the threat of that. Oh, can he get it?
He does indeed.
Yes.
Coming in. But 2 soldiers for an Uber. I mean, giving up a lot for it. At least a couple people on the side of Froyotech are a little weak, keeping one on cap, keeping the ball rolling. They wanted to see if they can get some extra space before they're able to set up too much. They have the gun and the pyro over on this left-hand side. Will eventually fall, and they've got so much room here. They might just win before the Uber even comes into play from the side of Speedy. Heavy on the field, gonna be mowing people down. Dom is gonna be the first to fall in this push, but Cozy, they're losing people as well. The focus fire's got to come in. They really got to lock things down, but they've got a couple, but now the Uber is in play from the side of Cozy. They can maybe get the force from the side of Froyotech, but going in real hot. Oh, they don't drop their heavy. Just barely able to get 2 there. Both scouts, but chasing. Oh, okay, good job from Sai. Able to take Mirror Man down as well. So getting 3 for an Uber. Can't really be mad at that. We'll probably see some push here, and they're still trying to fight here on 2. Sai, extremely aggressive. Does not quite get punished, but Dingo will from the bomb in. Gungan able to clean up, able to get 2, and only Jimmy left alive. Respawners coming in, though. This could be it, but no, I think he recognizes it's a done deal. But high five! Doesn't quite hit it. I mean, he was really going all in there, but with no soldiers available, it's 4v4 right now, and Jimmy has Uber. Yeah, IT it is. That's going to be their door of choice, and oh, it's not getting spotted. They're going to get, okay, now just barely spotted, and it doesn't matter. Side's dead. Too little too late. Bomb comes in. Speedy, really weak. Gets flashed from the soldier. He does indeed die. Habib able to scatter him down. They're just inside the last. It's a 4K with that Uber. Dingo and high five. The combo might be the ticket here to be able to get some kills. They don't have to defend last because they're still still need to cap up on 2, but the skill set comes out. Mirror Man lives with like what 11 HP. Is Habib just sitting on the point? Just cap it up, get it going. Make sure I can get this collected. Gun gonna fall, and no one of the respawning side of Cozy is able to be there in time before the block. So Froyotech really heads up play there. They punished the aggression. That rotation through IT was really nice. No one saw it in time from the side of Cozy, and it just led to a full-on 4-man wipe. So huge coming out from them, and 3-0 in their favor.
Yeah, it is 3-0. It just seems like the aggression from Cozy, like you said, is just getting punished at every turn. We're gonna have to see if maybe they can switch things up, but we see aggression from Froyotech just instantly deleting Sai. And now with no demo out, that's gonna make this so hard for Cozy to try and stay in here. They want to get on the Jimmy, who is fairly weak over. He has to rotate around, but it's gonna be the flank from Zam, cleaning him up. Now he's in a little bit of a 1v1, but everyone else is down. It's just gonna be Zam and Gungan left alive. And Gungan is shooting a lot of people. He's gonna be taking down Banny. He is in a 1v1 against Habib, but I'm not gonna be able to take that 1v2. But it's still really great cleanup from the scouts on Cozy. Very crucial getting Jimmy there, because without that, Froyotech would have had an easy walk-in on to second and potentially even last. But now we are at an even Uber scenario, second to mid. So an okay, play from Cozy there, but they're still at a big disadvantage here. A map down and 3 rounds down on their map pick. Definitely doable We got continuous overtime, but, you know, if they want to get into this, they got to start making some moves, and it seems like the aggressive ones that they've been making so far, Jared, haven't really been working out.
Yeah, now we get to see what Froyotech's attempt is going to be, or rather their route to try to break this mid to second stalemate. They have both soldiers go through IT. No one's in it. They're uncontested. Merriman able to go and find a way behind. Might just find Speedy. He's going to do it again. Surprise! There's the medic. That's a dead medic. And he's going to get Psy as well. I swear he's just invisible. No one's watching this man. But Jimmy, he gets killed as well. Dingo and High Five doing work here. Able to get a couple frags in the last few seconds. And Dingo might be able to... No, Rocket missed. Banny trying to be alive there. 90 HP backing up. But Froyotech has a reason to fight here. It's 2v2, but mid, they have much better respawners. Eric's trying to take the pill away from them. And Cozy, they got to win now or just straight up leave. The respawners coming in. Are they going to back up in time? They're still being very aggressive, at least for now, but okay, yeah. They're backing up. They recognize the situation they find themselves in. So, I mean, Froyotech found some success, but some openings. Jimmy able to, not able to survive through the aggression that was had through IT. So despite bringing so many people through, kind of left them a little bit defensive after both soldiers ran themselves through the doorway. And we're kind of back to square one in a way. I don't think this...
Oh, high five!
That's something. Okay, there you go. That's the quote-unquote sack.
Yeah,
Might be able
that
to get
is...
the airman kill. Zam? No, the pack's up in time.
Ooh.
Unable to get the frag. So we're kind of back to square one. But they're just trying in. Hello.
Oh my god.
Choke, though.
Yeah, big bombs coming out.
Froyo's falling, though.
Yeah, they are, and this might be an opportunity for Cozy. They have a lot of space. They have the player ad, and yeah, they're just going to muscle Froyotech out of there. Just going to be trying to peek this choke area to see if they can maybe get anything stay as long as they possibly can. But actually, Banny does get a pick onto Zam, so Froyotech might be willing to send someone in. Yeah, that is going to be Eric going in through the sewer door, going to be trying to chase down that soldier. That's going to be Dingo. The Uber comes out from the side of Cozy. They are just barely going to be able to get the counterforce off from Froyotech, and Cozy... Yeah, they just have to flee and escape right here. They don't have the high ground. Two players on the wrong side of the map, High Five and Gungan, as they are going to try and go for a backup.
Maybe
and this should bring...
one.
Yeah, it might be.
It'll
Can Gungan get it? Oh, just barely, but they might be able to get a few crucial picks. Now Jimmy is going to be able to stay alive, so is Banny, both going down fairly weak. A player in IT, that's going to be Zame, trades out for Donovan, but even though that was extremely chaotic there, Jarrett, Froyotech ending up being able to keep a hold of mid, and now they've got an opportunity to get in onto second.
And they cleaned up all those players in such a timely fashion. They don't have reinforcements here to really fight this, but yet they're still here.
Oh, Jimmy!
Are they checked out? They're still here. Jimmy's gonna die, but they're gonna give up their entire team for this. I'm surprised that they willingly stood there and were like, yeah, we'll take a 3v5 right now and it'll end up well. But instead, they have their entire team dead. The scouts are here now. They respawned. They are late to the party, but Froyotech got more in the tank. Donovan able to take 1v1 inside IT. And Zam, he's the last sole survivor here. Actually, not even a survivor because he's just a respawner. And Donovan able to take him as well. Donovan winning. Well, I guess that wasn't a 1v1 at the tail end of there, but collecting both the frags nonetheless is... Cozy, they're having some problems here. Maybe talking about something else rather than what needs to be happening right then and there, but they're definitely going to pay for it as back to last they go. Got the sniper up on the field. They know it's relatively even-ish, so they don't have a gun actually quite yet. They're poking around. Maybe someone else will go up on the gun. It's not there, at least for now. If anything, that'll make it easier for the side of Froyotech to indeed sack, but maybe they want to be mobile for some sort of lobby play. They are lingering by 5. Like, they do want to go for some sort of shenanigan bust through the type of deal here. Is yeah, High Five bombs in, but they Psy gets a 3K. That was why they didn't have an engineer. They wanted to go ahead and go. Oh, with Mirrorman though. Mirrorman's behind.
He is behind.
Both scouts though will get cleaned up. Not quite enough to seal the deal, but honestly, heads up from Cozy. They don't go the gun. They linger by 5. As soon as anyone shows through, High Five bombs in. Psy gets a 3K. That's a done deal. Froyotech lose their positioning all the way back to 2, and it's going to be holding their second with disad at that.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best opportunities Cozy has had. If they played this well, they might be able to use it all the way onto the last, but looks like they're trying to get in through IT, going to try and take a surprise Uber. Question is, can they find anyone to make it worth it? They do lose 2. Psy and Dingo going to be taken down. They do get 2 for their troubles, but really that's not the trade that you want, considering you use your big Uber ad to get in here, and you're going to be down a demo. So Froyotech, they're instantly going to try and get back in through 1, but they're taking so much damage. Mirrorman is going to be shot down. A little bit of spam action over by 2 as some of the Cozy players seeing if maybe they could get in for a flank, but Froyotech, they still do have Uber ad, and they should be able to wait for Mirrorman to come back up before they have another attempt at pushing out. The question is if they decide to go for it or if they decide to play it slow. Looking like they're in lobby, so they're definitely, yeah, they definitely are. It might be a Banny bomb. They're telegraphing it pretty hard, and yeah, Banny is gonna bomb in. Question is, can he find anyone? There's a lot of Cozy players.
He's dead.
Yeah, a lot of Cozy players going for the back. Oh,
High Five able to secure the frag. 3 left alive for the side of Froyotech, and okay, they're able to at least get a little bit. High Five dead, 3v3, but not really quite in yet though. Cozy able to hold things down, and I'm not sure what launched Banny so deep in. I assume it was probably some explosive class on the side of red, maybe like some stickies or something, but 2 people died on the side of Froyotech before the Uber even ended, and as soon as it ended, Jimmy just died. So obviously, because all these people that he was Ubering died as well. So definitely miscalculation there on the execution of things. But High Five rolling out on heavy for this post. They don't need the heavy, but they're deciding to go through it anyway, throwing a wrench in Froyotech's plans to hold last. As the gun gonna be up against the wall, is gonna take it down really quickly. Heavy on the field now. Gonna get healed up at least a bit. Might see some heavy fighting here, but Donovan is gonna die to Zam. Actually, Zam rolling out on Soldier while High Five is on heavy to get the Soldier in there to go to get to last really fast as yeah. They're up in nest. Meerman with the flank though gets one on a Speedy. Might be able to kill Gungan. Gets the second rocket off the High Five. He's just waddling towards the point.
High Five. He might be able to do it. Just on heavy.
Tell me. Okay. No. Reinforcements come in. They're trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They had Zam swap to Soldier to get the rollout fast enough, I think, while High Five was rolling on heavy or something. But
yeah,
doesn't really work out. Heavy wasn't really healed too much. They were far and away from the heavy throughout the entirety of the fight. He went through 4, but the fight was on the left side from the attacker's perspective, so doesn't really work out. And Froyo, half full Uber, down a person there. High Five rolling out on Sniper late, so it could be a throw on the side, but they're bombing in both soldiers to get some damage on Habib, able to take him down. Dingle lived through it all, but Zam will not. Is still put the pedal to the metal. Sai's just in. He's able to get the force. He's surviving behind. Might be able to get the kill on the Donovan so far. Yeah, he is able to get the lock and load, but trades all around is Cozy. It's a 3v3, but one team has to sniper. So a little rough, but actually the body shots in the Mirror Man making things pretty good. They do have the respawner advantage as well, so Froyotech, they don't want to try to risk that. You know, one shot, that'll be the thing that kills it all, and definitely right, because if they try to push in while Mirror Man just eats these body shots, it probably could have spelt his death, and then just an opportunity for the side of Cozy to begin to push. They already have one, they didn't even need another one. They do have a small ad to work with here, and the sniper will actually buy some extra room, so if anything, Froyotech either got to play really aggressive to get the sniper out of the way, or just make sure he can't see any of you at all. He's beginning to poke around through sewer. He is alone. Actually,
he's going in so deep.
Yeah,
holy cow. Oh, we see Dingo jumping around, and Sai goes sky high all the way by 1. He is able to connect onto Donovan, but he does die to an arrow. A super deep and aggressive play there from Cozy Mirrorman in behind over by IT. I don't know if they know about him. It looks like they do, because I think High Five is kind of looking around, but it looks like Cozy, they want to try and peek and prod this a little bit, maybe get the Uber Force out of Jimmy. They're already in through 1 and 2, going to be going in. The Force does come out from Froyotech. Question is, can they clean up all these kills? Sai with a nice pipe, going to be able to take down Mirrorman. Speedy's just staying alive, just dancing around. Jimmy wants to try and collect the saw, but there's a lot of people on point.
Habib ran after a healed scout instead of killing the medic, and I think him chasing him down inside lobby is what kind of left the point open so much. Like, Froyotech had positioning with a better Uber on top of the point around the area, but because they didn't stay around the point just to kill the people that were there, Rocket was like looking at Speedy the whole time, like, this medic not gonna die? But some target selection mishaps there from the side of Froyotech gonna cause them the round loss, and we've now hit infinite overtime. So, you know, a little bit of a climb for the side of Cozy, but definitely not as much from the side of Metalworks. 4 will be the ticket here to claim victory as they go across their own pack. They get the Mirror Man frag. Gungan pretty aggressive. Dingo launched into the skybox. Hurt players all around, but scattered down will be Zam and Dingo the last tail end of things. But High Five making the kill on Jimmy. Successful there. No medic on the field for the side of blue team. They're trying to salvage. Speedy finds himself a little bit alone. Habib on the chase. Gets locked and loaded once, but able to get the frag on his side. Taken down by Gungan, though. 2 left alive with 1 in front, 1 behind. Gotta make sure you don't get sandwiched here. As Froyotech still lingering, and they've chose the correct door. IT could have spelled their end, their disaster situation there, but out through choke, back to 2. Got some players rolling out. Uber ad held on through Speedy's survival there on the mid fight. And opportunity to push back into mid. They're doing it early, but Mirror Man.
Yeah, he's hiding. He's jumping in.
The timing. He's able to get it. And probably
Speedy doesn't use.
No
he just
barely. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There's the force. Expected it. It just didn't come very quickly. But can they get the Donovan kill? Oh, not the ramp slide he needs. So they are going to give up 2 for it. Cozy, not mad at that. 2 for an Uber, take that any day of the week as they continue to move on. And Jimmy doesn't have an Uber to bail himself out. The Soldier's bombing through. They're trying to get on a Banny. Going to give up high 5. Not able to get any kills though. The focus fire is not there. Froyotech still surviving. Sai still holding down the fort. They don't care. They want these frags and it might just be their end. Sai's going to die to get Banny for it, but for what? It's Speedy to survive through it. Yet somehow Slipper moves his way into sewer. 2 left alive. It's a 2v3 fight. Zam's holding them off. They're unable to kill him. He's not taking damage at all. Full finally died, but Speedy's already made his headway out of there. He's getting chased by the soldiers, able to surf at least a little bit back, and honestly, Cozy, they kind of threw an opportunity away there in a way, but they were able to at least snake out their way out, making sure that Speedy's surviving and able to mount some sort of defense for the eventual push coming from the side of Froyotech.
Yeah, Froyotech doing well to be able to defend their second there, shoot those soldiers out, but Speedy surviving there, being extremely slippery like you said, still means that Froyotech, they did have a bit of advantage to use there if they wanted to, but at this point things have evened out, so Cozy can have a solid defense. Sam has come out of a forward spawn on a heavy, just ready to shoot any of these plays out of the sky, but Froyotech actually used their Uber in super aggressively, and they're not really getting much with it. Both soldiers down, Banny down as well, and maybe they didn't expect Cozy to have that Uber. They probably weren't expecting the heavy at all. Eric gonna be able to be taken down by the side of Zam. Speedy in a little bit of danger, but we've got a fully buffed 450 heavy by your side, just ready to mow down anyone in close proximity. There's like no hope for any sacker. So they're just working with the heavy here. They're just going with it. Gonna be making their way in. Innovative gameplay. Zam still up on it, just mowing people down from long range, walking up the pipe. The soldiers kind of bombing in, making some space for their team. And Froyotech, they're taking a bit of damage. Eric has to back out just for a little bit. Gunkin over in the IT area, but it's gonna be the Dingo, the first one to fall, as Cozy just gonna have to get back onto mid. They tried the pressure in, maybe send in the sack, but Zam over by that choke. You're trying to deny it all himself. A soldier gets by him, and the Uber comes out from Cozy. They do drop Zam. In the meanwhile, Froyotech reused, and looks like they might be able to clean up onto Speedy. No one there to help him get out. He's just gonna get shot down by Habib. Everyone falling. Sai, high 5. They're all getting cleaned up. Gungan, but Dingo is gonna be able to take down Jimmy, just the salvage that they needed. Gungan still in the back lines. They probably know about it. It's too late for him to go for a back cap, but he might be able to spawn camp Jimmy, actually, if he plays his cards right, as everyone else on Froyotech just going to be going up onto second. Yeah, Gungan is going to be trying to take down Jimmy here. He's going to get it, and that is disastrous for Froyotech.
But Speedy dies as well.
What?
Man, with the plays. Able to kill Speedy when they were trying to push out onto Spire. Able to kill him by the stairway. And Habib on a 7K right now will be ended by the side of Dingo. But for every play that Cozy is making that's granting them at least a little bit of success, Froyotech, they slap back and able to push him back to their own side of the map. So honestly, in a way, I don't mind the way that Cozy is playing. They're trying to really, play weird or off kilter, or however you want to call it, because obviously playing a cookie cutter in normal is not working. They're on their last legs here. If they lose this last hold, then that's it. So got to do something different just to keep them on their toes. And now you can see the gun against 5 potentially coming out. No, just checking. But would not be surprised to see that either, honestly, because they got to do something. Push comes to shove. That's what you see. Swapped classes. They have the heavy out in the field. They had that really nice play where they were by 5 and launched into lobby to like wipe Froyotech the one time. But Froyotech, like I said, every single play that works out, Froyotech able to salvage in their own way to push them back into the situation where they can, at least have an opportunity to eventually push into last. This time won't be ads. They're gonna have to work for it. Cozy might be able to buy some time on the clock here. Got the gun in the standby area, aka not being built, while Zam is on heavy. But Dingo gonna fall, gonna make it even harder to go ahead and build up a level 3. As Zam's trying to swap between doors as fast as possible to keep everything locked down, but the timing, Speedy, he gets rocketed almost down by the actually this Uber comes out towards what? Oh no, they're sending it.
Oh, they get Jimmy though. Sai,
what a
Sai guy. I'm amazing pipe. Yeah,
I'm tongue-tied. I can't anymore. What is happening this match?
I don't blame you. I don't blame you whatsoever. I don't know why Cozy necessarily used there, but with Psy getting that kill, otherwise that would have been disaster for Cozy. But salvaging it was Psy with that amazing pipe. Because of it, Cozy going to be able to get in onto mid. We do have a person in the forward spawns on Sniper. It is going to be Eric. They do know about it, and they're locking it down now. So Froyotech, they're going to have to give up mid, and they should be able to keep second. It looks like they want to try and refight this, recognizing that Ubers aren't in play.
Find Speedy, kills him. He snuck inside Sewer and was there the whole time to get Psy as well. The good job from the side of Eric, able to take him down. Gonna lose some people for it. Those were the people that were able to get those classes down in the grave. But honestly, you're fine with that 2-for-2 trade considering what you lost and what you had killed. So Mirrorman poking around. It's incentive to push. Gotta be careful though. High Five be looking for bigger fish. Doesn't want to just shoot a rocket down, but is spotted by the side of Habib. So Froyotech actually able to make their way through, able to get some high ground here on top of the point. Get some cap time rolling, and Cozy, they still want to fight. They know that there's two people that are still missing. This is a 64 for at least a couple seconds, and the Uber's not in play yet to bail Froyotech out. They got some good damage on his Zam and High Five, but the Froyotech soldiers got some work to do, and the health department is they have their Uber now. They can use it to bail them out, or maybe even get a really good play if Cozy overstay their welcome. But they've backed up too. They've recognized the situation, and is Bandy just gonna use straight in here? Yep. Saw that coming from a mile away. Almost finds Speedy. Not quite, as I think Cozy recognized what was in the cards as well, and just backs up so far away this Uber's unable to really get anyone at all. Zam is behind, finds himself 2 players though. You know, they're a bit weak, so they're actually not going to commit onto him, so he is going to be a thorn on their side, and they're actually pushing because people actually went back for Zam in the first place, but they've arrived now. Donovan able to get behind inside the lobby, so got to be careful. Can't backcap yet because Cozy still technically own 2, but Zam is taking out the back line.
Oh,
nice
nice
shot,
air
taking
shot.
out Mirma, but can do to Donovan. He gets a couple rockets off, a lot of damage onto the side of Cozy. Air making the long play. He might just drop Speedy right now. Speedy's so weak, crouched in a corner, it just gotta be the timing of things. That's a 4v4. They're trying to draw eyes. Eric poking the shutter at 1. He sees the opportunity, running towards Speedy. Patient, able to get the force. Successful for plays from the side of Froyotech, and Eric survives throughout it all. Unable to get killed by the Uber, just runs inside lobby as they run forward trying to get this force out of Jimmy, or at least not the force, but get him killed, but are unsuccessful. So now they just find themselves really far forward. Froyotech at 100%. They're trying to get the scout dead and have to bring their whole team over. Aren't successful eventually, but Froyotech already on the move. Al-Qaeda, High Five blind bomb choke, hoping that would be the door, but he was incorrect as Uber comes out. We'll find 1, probably find 2 in Zam, and maybe even a 3rd in Dingo, but Zam gets Donovan on his way out. That's something that ties him up at least a little bit. They lose Mirrorman as well, who was really aggressive, tried to get a play on Cozy, but Bandy in no man's land. Jimmy might eat a pipe here, just 2 left alive, a 2v4. They're just chasing without their medic heal, and they're trying to get Jimmy before he's able to escape the mid side. The pipe hits and connects on Habib.
Dingo.
The rocket able to hit Jimmy, and Habib, he's gonna die for his medic Sids, but Jimmy able to surf out, and Froyotech and their medic will live to fight another day on their own too.
That is incredible that Cozy were able to hold that. I mean, just the fact that it was so crucial that they denied Froyotech the opportunity to cap up second, because there were so many Froyotech players that could have gone for the back cap if they had control of the second point. But just going in there, just sending all those people to get the force out of Jimmy, and the fact that they were able to do so and then live and get a few picks because of it. Now, we do see Cozy trying to get in. They are going to take down Mirror, who does try and bomb the choke area to get a force out from Speedy. They do take down Psy, guys. So not the medic, but definitely a valuable pick, worthwhile. Jimmy almost has their own Uber as they back up through 1. Should be able to get, doesn't have just quite yet, so he does have to lose Banny. No, Froyotech coming back in here. They do have their own Uber. Habib is able to lead the charge if he wants to. Eric in the backlines might play onto the medic's life, but Froyotech just rolling in here so deep, gonna be able to take down High Five. Donovan making a lot of space for his team. Habib as well, as everyone on Cozy has to back out. A knife pipe from Psy is gonna help get the Uber forced out from Froyotech, and this Uber really isn't gonna do all that much. I mean, all the space that they had already before they used the Uber, and they didn't really get any kills with it, and so they're just immediately back in. They're just trying to keep up the aggression at full times. That is Cozy just walking right back in. They're taking so much damage for it though. Gungan super duper weak. So is Psy. How dead yet? He's waiting for an arrow. It's gonna be High Five, the first one to fall, and I think at this point Cozy gonna lose another one in Zam on the flank, and now they really have to get out of mid, but they almost have their Uber, so depending on how they play this, Jared. Oh my God, with an air shot onto Eric. That was beautiful. Now they're coming in. The Uber from Cozy. Are they going to be able to clean up anyone else? There's a person in behind. That's going to be Habib. Another person in Habib. That's going to be Mirror Man. Looking. He hasn't been spotted just quite yet, and they still want to get in onto mid. Going to be the soldier bombing forward. making a lot of space. Froyotech playing all the way back by their choke, but yet again, the thing is, Froyotech almost has their own Uber, so they might just use instantly as well, and they do.
Oh, Benny might catch them. Speedy been alone. He finally has the people with him. They're trying to chase him down inside IT. Nice rockets onto Zam. Mirrorman a bit weak. They've gotten a couple of Cozy players, though, so they've done their job. They got 2 further Uber. Very happy with that. Cozy not fully healthy, not in position. Gonna pretty much give up 2 for the most part, as the entirety of the Froyotech squad is here to go ahead and reclaim this. Gonna have to use your Uber to bust out of last, but spooky situation, because if you don't push out properly, you know, back to your own last you go, and that'll be the round. So do you take this 40 ad? Or not do you, does Cozy take this 40 ad? And I'm led to believe potentially no, they're thinking about it. They would go gun if they didn't think about it at least. But they're not going yet. They're biding their time. Okay, no, they canceled it.
Yeah.
They were thinking about it, and then they realized that because they hesitated and Speedy was on 100 for like a couple seconds there, it was only getting worse and worse as time went on. So good play there to just say never mind, screw it. Back to last. Don't want to take any risks here. I mean, it's kind of their team's deal anyway. They don't really. I mean, they're fine giving up the advantages to just go for the reset. We've seen it before, and we might see it here again. Froyotech, they honestly haven't done that bad of a job at trying to break these stalemates, just finding the opportunity. If anything, they mess up a bit on the execution, but...
Oh, they get the force, though!
Yeah, it's Cozy execution that's going to be on point now. I mean, they give up 2 for an Uber, though. So, I mean, Froyotech, they have some wiggle room. Bombing on a Speedy, they do need to get the force as well. Mirrorman up in nest, gonna find himself a duel with Dingo, trying to run away with the skill stick. We'll just meet the combo. Pop Speedy up in the air. Speedy taking some stickies from the side of Annie, gets scattered down. The chaos, they have to turn around. They're unable to look at the doors in time properly. 3v3 scenarios. The remnants of Froyotech are still lingering around, trying to fight. 2 left. Jimmy,
Oh, Jimmy!
He gets the 1 kill, but unsuccessful there at escaping with his life. So Scotsman skull clutter frag from the side to side. The recapture 2. And a Donovan spy play that, okay, he doesn't eat spam at choke. He's fine to cloak in, so we'll see what he's able to do with this.
Yeah, and that was a almost an opportunity for Froyotech to close it out, because they only need 1 more round and they're able to move on to the grand finals. Cozy need a few more rounds and another map if they want to do the same thing, as they are going to be making their way in onto mid. Donovan still up on the spy as Froyotech try and pressure and prod, maybe a bit of a distraction. High 5, just kind of stopping Donovan's progress for the moment. Looks like they maybe think there's someone in the backlines, maybe they don't spot it, but Froyotech still playing this choke, taking a bit of damage as
He's
Donovan,
decloaked.
he has...
Okay, he recloaked. I think he wanted to charge more. He's being hyper efficient, and he's actually climbed on top of the crates to make sure he has as much vision as possible. But it can be spooky, because if Soldier gets high ground to want to like get ready to spam IT or something, alright, now everyone's on the move, so he sees exactly what's happening. The Uber comes out though. He's decloaking inside IT, but this Uber's available for the side of Jimmy. Sai went in super deep, is going to die. Dingo blasted back, dies to fall damage. Stab might come in, does indeed come in on to Gungan. Zam gonna be able to win his 1v1, but Speedy dies at mid all alone. So overall, a full wipe, and the spy play technically works. He gets the scout kill, but honestly, the big thing that caused this wipe wasn't from a spy play. It was Cozy using their ad as if it was still ad, and it wasn't. Jimmy just popped right back in. So far, both these teams are making these very small mistakes of failure to recognize, you know, how much time has actually gone by, and the other team is going to get by the time you actually go in. Donovan showing face here. It's revolvering out. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't matter if he dies that much. He tries to cloak away, at least survive a little bit and not completely feed. But Froyotech, they don't need to win this dry fight. They recognize that. The recloak, back up out of choke. There's a scuffle happening in IT. Mirrorman or High 5 might fall. It could be both of them, and it will indeed be both of them. So overall 5v5 scenario. But Froyotech still has an ad to work with after killing Speedy. Gonna be a bit awkward with the spy getting caught kind of in the choke. Is able to escape. The extraction for Zam to go through IT. Maybe get the kill on Jimmy. Will be unsuccessful. Only a little bit of damage scratches him, as now there's even a bigger room and reason for them to push through. Sai certainly dead. Is not going to be able to find any escape there. Dingo able to get out through 2 at least, so 1 projectile class will be able to escape. But overall, I guess it depends if you count Zam or not. For 2 for an Uber, can't be too mad, but
they're
killing
instantly
Banny, they're blocking. They're not counting this timing of when the other team will actually get Uber. Chasing into IT though. Dingo is gonna fall. They're all stacked on top of the point, trying to defend it best they can. Be careful of the spy that's revolving people from behind in lobby. The bigger issues are happening as they bomb in, trying to get some space on top of the spire. Mirrorman needs an arrow, trying to just direct onto Gungan. Will not quite succeed yet, but will eventually get that frag as Dominant comes in. Sticky down by Sai. Mirrorman in really deep, but gets piped by Sai as well. Sai able to collect 2 there, and high fives on the chase. Wants to kill Jimmy. Able to use a pack. Banny is here. Sticky's him backwards, unable to get the chase. He tries to jump.
Five's in.
Deal, though, potentially. Banny 40 HP. The lock and load does not connect. He lives for now.
That was so close.
What a scrappy scenario. Nets the mid.
And Froyotech, they're just peeking this a little bit. Maybe they get a pick. They might want to try and fight this, but we've seen that these teams not afraid at whatsoever to take a dry fight almost immediately or just counter use as soon as they possibly can. Both of them have been playing high level, just incredibly quick TF2 here, as we already see Cozy. They want to try and get in here. They do have Uber and they want to use it. Just taking a bunch of space. We do have Mirrorman in the back lines. I think Dingo might have spotted them out, and Froyotech have gotten their own Uber. Looks like a little bit of a scuffle over by 2. That is going to be Zam now in lobby. Mirrorman's gone back to chase, but the Uber coming out from both teams here. Habib and Zam falling, so 2 scouts down, 1 for each team. As the Uber's been used from both teams, and now the Soldier's trying to reinitiate. High five. Oh, a nice air shot from High Five. He's going to be bombing in, trying to collect that kill. Maybe gets a lot of damage onto Jimmy, but it's going to be Donovan and Banny who fall instead. Oh, Mirrorman. Oh, Speedy's so low. He's just dodging around. Mirrorman ran out of ammo, so he couldn't get the final pick, and because of it, Speedy. Oh my God.
The double sends him down to the grave with the fall damage as well. Cozy. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they weren't able to take that way when it came to the push, but just the plays coming back and forth from both these squads, making it really difficult. They're still trying to put the pedal to the metal and fight it now while they don't even have their full squad here. They're just running in. They want this Bandy frag, and they might be able to find it, giving up Cypher, though, so overall a 2-for-1 trade. And with respawner disadvantage not really going to work out in their favor. Donovan finds the one to go in IT and take down Dingo as well. Zam gonna die for his team to be able to escape. And Cozy, I mean, maybe they feel themselves a little bit, but they probably took that fight way too early. And I mean, Mirrorman trying to catch them out, put some damage in to help secure these last final frags, but got some damage on the gun, but he just healed up, unable to find the frags onto Speedy. So overall, both medics will be able to maintain whatever's left of their Uber. But yeah, he's in. They're trying to defend. They get the kill on the Habib. They've dropped a lot of players. Uber's actually come out from the side of Froyotech and Speedy, still holding on. Bomb comes in, does indeed use Donovan, gonna give him his life for it. They block the point. On to Eric, catching him at least a little bit. Sticky behind him if he tries to leave. Might be able to get the kill on the side. Does indeed get the frag. Mirrorman jumping in to make space, realizes he's not needed. Backs up on Cozy. They've held on to mid, but for how long? Because Froyotech, they got some respawners. Cozy has the respawner advantage though, so if they play passive, they can use that. And Froyotech, they're getting closer to the choke. Like they're gonna try. It's a Psy frag after all. Doman's pretty big, so they're gonna at least poke around. But will they commit fully? We'll have to see.
Oh, they are committing, but the question is it going to bite them? And it seems to have Habib and Banny both going down there. Cozy being able to hold that choke just long enough for Sai to get back. And with both 2 players down on the side of Froyotech, Cozy are going to be able to finally make their way in onto second. Mirrorman is going to have to escape through 5 as Gungan chases so deep for that pick there. He does get cleaned up because of it, but High Five is already in heaven in a little bit of a 1v1 with Eric, as it looks like Cozy are already in and they want to try and take this point as soon as they possibly can. The Uber has been used. Dingo does die trying to jump in. The counter Uber being used from Froyotech here. They have the spawners and they have player ad as well. Zam trying to make a play for the point, but some nice pipe from Banny, gonna be able to take him down. And I like the initiation from Cozy, kind of recognizing that Froyotech weren't maybe in their full defensive positions and everything set up, but Froyotech able to hold that win. Kind of a fight that ensued, and Gungan already up on the sniper, just trying to slow any incoming aggression from Froyotech. As we're back to where we were, Jared, basically even versus Froyo on second. Cozy on mid, still continuous overtime, still 3-1, and still a necessary map for Cozy to win if they want to make it to grand finals.
And pushed all the way back to mid. Do have Gungan on sniper though. He's sitting by his own IT. It is ad for the side of Jimmy and friends, but by slim margins, 15%. Probably won't really see that used, so it'll just be a stalemate that Gungan will be trying to break here eventually. But building up the rest of it before you really do too much. Actually, Cozy can't really build because Sam has the Rap Assassin. I mean, you can damage, explosive classes. They're trying to do it now. Just, get it over with. Don't burn too much time, It's actually creating a It's actually no, because Froy's not building either. I was gonna say that it's gonna make Froyotech have an even bigger ad they're not gonna use, but that is not the case. But they finally got it now. Gungan rotated to the opposing IT to scope inside it, see if it can maybe find Mirror Man, who is the only person that is really there, at least for now. But so far, no die. Maybe you're not gonna bait him in because the soldier's not gonna go that deep because it's always 100% gonna be bait. But yeah, rotation over towards sewer. Gotta be mindful of the traps that are in. Actually, you can see them. Yeah, he spotted them himself. He's just clearing them. So a little bit of a lone though. I guess he has some of the soldiers that are jumping around and making space with him. High five bombing in, finds himself behind, getting some damage onto Eric. Habib will trade in to try to trace down the soldier who is behind. Probably don't need. I mean, they're bringing 2 anyway, just to be safe. Brought a soldier over. High five getting some damage in, but and he finds himself alone. A lot of damage from the side of Dingo. But yeah, Mirror Man behind throughout it all as well. Not able to watch these doors properly, doing all the jumps around with the soldiers making space, etc., etc. So now he's the one behind inside the enemy team's sewer, drifting around onto 2 to make sure that he can, deal with High Five or Gungan properly. But Gungan, 5 head. He's rotated towards his own IT to scope him out, so Mirror Man unable to really do anything quite yet. Cozy, they're still trying to hold down Choke. Some damage on Habib. No real committal. Just trying to spam each other out and get a feel for things. Not quite enough hitting. They got a lot of damage on a Speedy, honestly, but not enough to really want to commit. Probably just waiting for Mirror Man to go off the damage they did, but Mirror Man's been, he's been thwarted for a while now. He's inside sewer once again, just on pack collection duty. High file on the chase with the buff. Misses them for a moment, but certainly with 2 there with buffs, they will indeed get that frag. So, honestly, even more room for Gungan. Now there's less spam that's going to be there. So, if anything, we might be seeing a situation where Froyotech might want to use their Uber as a tool. Maybe, maybe not. But they're making space here nonetheless, so we'll see how things shake out.
Yeah, High Five is super deep. He does get air shot. Yeah, I'm not sure who, but Habib is going to go down because of a nice body shot from Gungan, so instantly being traded out. The soldiers bombing the choke, just trying to deny Cozy any space at all, and they do effectively do so as Cozy have to back up, back onto mid proper. Gungan forced out of sewer as well, and kind of making his presence known with that shot off onto Habib. Only 60 seconds left before we head into a round reset, and this is where maybe the sniper starts to hurt Cozy just a little bit, unless, they're happy to go back to that round. But the problem there, Jarrett, is that if they lose the the round reset mid-fight and they go all the way back, it might be a game lost, as they're just opting to go in through IT, taking it super deep. Froyotech maybe not aware. High Five going to be traded out for Donovan, and they're just trying to clean up on all these Froyotech players up in lobby. Eric's going to be the one to fall the counter Uber, now finally being used from Froyotech. Speedy is just jumping alive, just wasting this Uber. He's not dead yet. He does eventually fall, but the question is, can Sam get the trade out? No, Habib's going to be able to protect his medic. Dingo tries to come in through 2. Gungan tries to hit a body shot, and none of them are gonna connect, and that's gonna be Cozy wiping. I like the aggressive play in through IT, but now they're gonna be at Uber disad. Froyotech capping up mid, and they're not gonna get all their spawners up, so they're probably gonna have to give up second as well. This might be the end. If Froyotech play this well, and Cozy have to make some miracle plays here to— oh my god!
Well, he takes Mirror Man out of the picture, buys some time for the rest of Cozy to get there and try to defend too. They're definitely going to try to see if they can hold on, because they don't want to be able to go back to last. They want to stay far away from there as possible. But Jimmy, with the Uber, despite being down players, is sticky on Habib, able to collect that frag from Sai, but they can use this if they get too close on the side of Cozy, and in fact they are indeed around the corner. Soldier does spot it, they haven't used it quite yet. Getting juggled, they finally able to pop it, able to kill Sai. Speedy, down to 20 HP, does not matter. Eric able to get those 2 frags there, and maybe even more onto the scouts. Banny really aggressive on top of the Spire. They're backing up into grass, here comes the soldiers. Eric is going to be taken out. Mirror Man and Donovan are on the chase to try to help. Banny behind will get cleaned up, but same could be said for Mirror Man, who doesn't really find too much after he bombs in. It's just Donovan hiding in a corner. Gungan checking when will indeed find this frag, unless he misses. Okay, no, he missed a bit, but eventually got the pack and got the kill. But Habib finding the 1v1 to Zam. So overall, some separate 1v1s. And Speedy has respawned on crits. He's looking to seal the deal here. It's a bit early in the the territory of the map. If you win with the crits here, you're gonna be stuck on it for a bit, so the prize factor gone. But arrow onto Speedy early on makes him really weak. Not really gonna be able to get that aggressive to be able to heal people properly, or he's gonna take even more. And yeah, Dingo just gets shot down. Same could probably be said for one of either Gungan or High Five, and it might just be both. No, High Five barely able to escape, and Mirror Man 1 HP in a dream, all the HP you need. Waiting for an arrow. Will not get it. Sorry, Mirror Man. There's work to be done. They're finding High Five. Actually, no, they're finding Zam. Inside, or not outside near the Spire, but yeah, ignoring High Five means bombs in. able to get through lower IT, jumping out, and the crits comes out. It's a free crit. So you can go through and get the Jimmy meta gun while you still can, but overall, the crits isn't going to find anything. There's just a duel that happens in rollout, a 1-for-1 trade. So now, do you swap off the crit screen or do you stay on it? Nah, Speedy's on it. So the surprise factor, oh no, he's swapping, never mind. He was walking over. So yeah, recognizing the surprise factor gone, not really that good. So back to the drawing board with the Uber. Got the gun getting built up by the side of Zam. Still no off classes. Froyotech, I don't think they've tried to do off classes yet. Pretty normal and staple of them to try to break these stamens in the last. Pressure cook's been working, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you do have to build up the rest of your Uber. The gun is not in its final position yet, I don't think. Actually, it might be. He's putting his gun by 1 and 2 because Froyotech have been doing 1 and 2 stuff so much. But they've been doing 1 and 2 stuff because the gun has been left. So as soon as they see this gun here is on the right, they're going to change their mind and try to work 5 or 4 or something instead. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will indeed. Hopefully Dingo is going to be able to recognize that maybe some aggression might come his way as Froyotech now are going to be trying to make it their way forward. Gunkin up on Spy. I don't know if he's committed to it now. It looks like he's just checking to see if Froyotech have any off classes, which they don't, opting to play it. We see Habib kind of sticking up, or sorry, Banny sticking up the vents there, kind of anticipating what Cozy has done a fair few times, instantly bombing in on them as they make their way into lobby. So kind of trying to adapt to what Cozy have done so far. Froyotech have made their way into lobby, and now just going to be trying to spam all these angles. They're probably looking for the gun, and they should have spotted it over. Seems like they have gone actually off the gun and onto the heavy, kind of opting for a more mobile solution to holding this last point. There is a player in super deep. That was Mirman. He made his way through 1 and 2, and he does get shot down because of it. The other one whose fall is going to be Eric. So again, we've seen this before. Froyotech lose 2, opting to give up 2. They can still hold this point with only 4 players up. Definitely doable for them. As Cozy, they have an opportunity to try and peak this, but they're opting just to have Zam up on the sniper. It's going to be Gungan instead up on the engineer. So really just settling in onto this last point, just holding it, maybe just opting to go for another round reset, feeling confident enough mids because they there's only a minute 50 left on the clock. Definitely enough time for Froyotech to do something. And with Eric up on sniper, we got a little bit of an SVS action on our hands here, Jared. Gonna be walking in through one. Question is, can he get the shot?
I think it might be the first SVS we've seen if they even meet each other, but eats some spam. He is revealed, but does not really quite hit the mark. So immediate rotation over towards the side of lobby, some more doors to work through. Gotta be mindful of the trap though. It's on the stairs. They haven't spotted it yet. If someone gets on these stairs, never mind, they're just dead. The trap's not there anymore. But they've been pretty aggressive either way from the side of Cozy. With a sniper on the field, I wouldn't be surprised to see it once again, as you know, they're putting the hurt on a lot of these explosive classes and even the anyone just basically in lobby whatsoever. But Eric might go for a hero shot. Nope, unsuccessful. Surfs the rocket backwards. It's fine for now. But just more time burnt off the clock. Finally, Zam will hit a shot onto Mirrorman, so down a soldier means less spam available. He gets the dispenser, but that's not much of a consolation there. As High Five commits in, finds a way onto Eric. Not too much more there, but overall 2 frags, gonna make sure that it's, oh, Zam playing with fire there and will meet his end. Donovan able to collect that frag, and overall, Cozy, I mean, that was a bit ambitious near the tail end there, considering no one else from the side of Cozy was really pushing, but this might be the opportunity the Froyotech needs. They get the gun, they get the force, they're trying to lock him out in the spawn. Zam is not quite there yet, but same could be said for the side of Eric, who is rolling out, so this post doesn't have the full Froyotech squad ready to go. But roaming on top of the point, able to kill Dingo and Sai, so explosive classes aren't in the field yet. Zam on heavy, trying to mow down the soldiers in his face, gets one, gets the second, but they're on the point. They aren't able to defend the actual point in time, and Froyotech will be able to win process 4-1. I'll be moving on to the grand finals in this BO5 that we played, probably, I assume, within the hour.
Yes, that was a extremely back and forth. We got word that the grand finals is going to be played at 8 o'clock, so basically around about an hour and a little bit, so you know, enough time to get some snacks. But before you do so, I mean, what an amazing series of games that we've been able to watch from the Darkest Nights, both today, yesterday. And I say that because, you know, this has been their final map of the season, going out in 3rd place. Definitely respectable. And you gotta say, Jared, on that kind of a second half of process, because it really felt like, those first 3 rounds kind of came in fairly quickly, and then after that we were in continuous overtime for so long, and that really seemed to be where Cozy really kind of found their flow and kind of found out how they wanted to play this. And it seemed like they were really taking it to Froyo. They got on the Froyotech's last a fair few times, but just weren't able to convert. And you gotta wonder that if they were playing the game that efficiently the whole time, then maybe they would have been able to walk away with it.
Yeah, they honestly added a twist to their playstyle, because normally they're a really risky team, and then they kept to that lane, but also made some alterations to it, where we're not just going to play risky, but we're also going to play a little more on the unpredictable side, just so that even if it's like not a good idea or whatever, at least it's a surprise factor that might, it makes Froyo have to stay on their toes. Maybe they're not expecting it. Maybe someone's, kind of just coasting through, and they're going to get checked, and it'll be the way that you're able to take a point where you otherwise wouldn't. And on a map like Process, they played so much, I think it's, they kind of know where their limits are in terms of trying to, figure out what's risk is worth it and what isn't. But at the end of the day, it's like I said in the middle of the match, for every good thing they did, Froyotech just clapped back not too soon after. They only got 1 round on the board, and even though they got a little bit of ground, they lost it soon after. I mean, maybe it was also because the constant risk-taking could be, even when you succeed, if you keep taking risks, it's just as likely you'll, lose next. It's like gambling, like, hey, I'm in the green, and then all of a sudden you're in the red. Maybe that's the way of the road. But either way, not going to be enough to take down Froyotech, as we do have the logs here. You can take a peek. This was quite the long game, and the medic deaths are very high for what you would expect of a 4-1, but that's infinite overtime for you.
Yeah, that is indeed infinite overtime, and I guess just it shows that these teams were definitely trying to fight and make it happen. I don't actually have the logs quite up myself, so I can't really talk on it. But is there anything that kind of sticks out to you, Jared? I think your prediction was actually correct. You guessed 4-1. And did you put that in the RGL chat to have it displayed to everyone everywhere? But yeah, really great job with that prediction. But anything that kind of stands out from the logs for you?
Well, Habib kind of, swept the kill department. Overall, Froyotech obviously got more because it's a 4-1 game, but leading the charts with 51 there is nothing to ignore. No one really entered the 300 DPM club, which is understandable considering the pace of the game was much slower at times. Overall, I think the Froyotech soldiers obviously went more even-ish in their KD than the side of Darkest Knights. Froyo went in. It was actually the soldiers that were going in to be able to get kills, while the side of the Darkest Knights, you'd think like, oh, if they're going negative, then it was like the scouts following up and getting kills, right? But that wasn't the case either. So, misplays here and there, maybe with coordination. But at the end of the day, logs only tell a part of the story. As the game tells the bigger picture here. And I think the bigger picture here is, I think the margins by which you win by are really important, and the margins by which you lose by. Because both teams can do stuff to succeed and fail, but there's a big difference between succeeding and failing, and it's like something, minute, like, oh, you get a point, and then something that nets you like, last to last type of deal. And I think Froyotech's successes were much bigger than the side of the Darkest Knights, and vice versa, in that anytime the Darkest Knights failed, usually it was much more of a, like, you lose a couple points in a row, compared to Froyotech would, there's a handful of times where they lost, a couple points in a row, but most of the time that wasn't really the case. So kind of swings thing in the favor of Froyotech there in the 4-1 style. And they will be moving on to the Grant. It is going to be at 8 EST. That's for anyone that isn't in NA. That's like 3 hours earlier than the normal amount of time, or just for normal people that are looking at a clock right in front of them, that will be in 1 hour and 10 minutes. So we do have some time on our hands, but it is going to be a BO5 Witness game. We do have the 1 map advantage from winning the winners final, so they're already up 1-0, but so I got to see what the maps are going to be, but probably going to be it for us for the most part. I guess check out the merch while we're still here.
Yeah.
You're still lingering around. Yeah, check out the merch. It's, probably 1 or more 2 weeks left to go until, things swap around, because it is seasonal. So there's the general merch, where it's all the designs the graphic designers put out, put on the t-shirts and the stickers and etc. And then there's the team merch. If you like any of the teams this season, I think the logos are pretty sick. You can get team specialized merch. There's a lot of Highlander teams that opted in this season. I think Darkest Knights did indeed opt in, so their merch is available at shop.rgl.gg. Of course, the classics. Twitch Prime to give me a happy meal. Keep the stream open so we can farm ad revenue for the next hour. But I think that's gonna be pretty much it. We're just big chilling until grand finals.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to see if Froyotech are going to be able to kind of keep this momentum up against Witness Gaming. And they, kind of give it to them. Either way, I think it's going to be an excellent series of games, regardless of how it falls. The best of 3 yesterday was exceptional as well. So, if you have a bit of time and you didn't watch that, I highly recommend going back and watching the previous match of a Witness Gaming versus Tech that they played just yesterday, because you gotta expect that both teams will have studied it, figured out some game plans, and gone on. But until that happens at 8 EST, or in basically an hour and 10 minutes, that's been it from us here. So stay tuned and head right back, because we got the grand finals for Invite right around the corner.